Yo everyone, welcome back! Today I'll be continuing the playthrough of Master Detective Archive's Rain Code. Let's hop right in. So we are now resolving Chapter 3's Mystery Labyrinth, which has to do with an apparent suicide as well as an infrastructural disaster with regards to some Umbra electrical power plant, aka a hydroelectric power plant using rain power, that caused mass flooding in one of the cities. This should be interesting because unlike the previous cases, I just don't really know any sort of narrative of how it could have gone down. Nor do I know who really could have done it or why.
Ow! This happens every time. There's gotta be a better way!
Yuma, it appears we are witnesses to a historical moment.
Huh?
I never would have imagined discovering an advanced civilization underneath Kanai Ward.
Right, we're working with Fubuki now, who is a bit of a ditz, and they've lost all their memories of the case as they went in here, so they can't be as much help as they normally would be. However, they still have their analytic abilities, but maybe not so for Fubuki this time.
There must be treasures sought by adventurers deep inside. Oh, if I had known this was here, I would have brought along a whip and hat.
Fubuki? We're not underneath Kanai Ward.
Cue the very long,
And that's
detailed
what happened.
explanation.
That's it!
Huh?
This is exactly the adventure I have been seeking!
Well, too bad you'll forget about it in 3 seconds.
Hidden treasure inside a labyrinth! Traps blocking our way! Dangerous monsters!
Yo, easy, welcome. We're just about starting, and of course we re-explain everything to Fubuki. And because it's freaking Fubuki, she's just not surprised at all, and in fact is excited for this adventure. As we know, she's a bit of an adventure buff.
This labyrinth is the adventure I was born to take on!
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Does she really not get it? Well, that figures. So, you must be the god of darkness possessing Yuma! You got it all wrong! I'm not the god of darkness! I'm the god of death!
That doesn't make it too much better, but sure.
She's like our guide for the Mystery Labyrinth.
Right! If you defy me, I'll abandon you in here. I see. You're the guide to hell that dwells in the labyrinth. So you are the god of darkness.
Sure, let's go with that.
Then you are plotting to interfere with us. I will not yield to you.
She doesn't get it at all.
It's like she's not listening. This is why I hate naive, sheltered skanks. Naive? Sheltered? Calling me a skank is one thing, but sheltered?
Really? That's your complaint?
Yuma, I swear I shall conquer this labyrinth! I cannot abide this vulgar god of darkness calling me naive and sheltered!
It is very off-putting that you're not calling out the skank part.
Fubuki, please, calm down.
Anyway, Master, let's do it again. We've got to put on a fiercer display than ever before for this sheltered skank. Fiercer than usual?
Fubuki, just a heads up. Please don't take anything you're about to say in a weird way.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
I am.
She's even more shook than Yasuhiko was. It's nice that they decide to make an individual animation in the beginning of this every single time for each of the partners that we're having.
I've disarmed the god of darkness and stolen her weapon!
That's right, Fubuki. Now we're gonna go storm their castle and find the truth.
Master, we don't have time to deal with this. Just chop her up with a solution.
Absolutely not!
But did it even work on her? I hate this fucking controller shake whenever she does that.
Here, I spat out the solution keys for you. You were smuggling that many keys on you?
Fubuki reaction from name calling me of the... I can excuse racism, but I draw the line on animal cruelty line. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, pick your battles, I guess. Maybe she is a skank and she's proud of it, but who knows?
You must be a serial burglar, god of darkness! Your crimes are far worse than I first imagined! Seriously, you're such a dumb, sheltered skank. How do you hope to clear the mystery labyrinth like this? You called me sheltered again.
There, calm down.
I like how Yuma doesn't even miss a beat when she's like...
I refuse.
Yep.
I do
Skank.
not like conflict, but I will not stand idly by while being insulted.
Alright, Fubuki, let's
For
go.
the honor of the Clockford family name, I must fight.
This is like the first time we're actually seeing her hyped up, and it's because of such a petty reason like this.
Sheesh, give me a break.
Now, let's unriddle this mystery labyrinth! Our target is the true culprit who preys on the truth! I will not lose to the god of darkness. I will conquer this labyrinth sealed in shadow and find the hidden treasure deep within!
This doesn't look very promising.
I'm really vibing with the music of this game. Like, I know I've heard this track several times by now, but it's pretty chill.
I see numbers.
We can actually see
It looks like a countdown.
the end of
I told
the
you a
labyrinth this
million
time.
times. The mystery labyrinth is the materialized form of the case from the real world. Maybe this is a recreation of the countdown timer that caused you such a headache.
You mean the bomb? Then if the timer reaches 0...
Recreation of the countdown timer that caused you such a headache. You mean like during all those QTE little puzzles?
It'll go kaboom! You and the whole mystery labyrinth will be blown to smithereens!
What's funny about that?
Did you set up the bomb in this labyrinth? I see. A dirty trick, befitting the god of darkness. Yuma, we must hurry. If we take too much time, the labyrinth will collapse, along with the treasure inside.
Well, that was true even when we never saw the timer.
Let us make all haste to obtain the treasure and escape via waterfall out of the destroyed dungeon.
Out of the waterfall, okay, sure.
Wait! It's not safe!
You know, honestly, it was a 2 hour and 50-minute timer. That's around the risky period of time of whether I can solve Mr. Labyrinth or not. I think around 3 hours is exactly when I've been solving them.
It's too dangerous for Fubuki to go alone.
But I don't think it's an actual thing, so it's whatever.
Although, maybe not. She could use her ability in an emergency.
She can't use her abilities here.
Oh, I should let you know. Fortes can't be used in
We
here.
already knew that.
Huh? Really?
Did we not? I thought we did.
That sheltered skank is just tagging along inside the mystery labyrinth. She won't be able to use her abilities.
Well, I suppose there was no real reason to use
worried.
Desupicos or
Let's hurry
Halars.
after her.
Rapids. Ooh. Pretty. It's a banger. Who this? Oh, this must be... Wait, how did Fubuki get caught?
Fubuki?
Oh, Yuma, take a look at this. These cute creatures and I have become the best of friends.
Those are cues! It's a materialized mystery and... she's already buried beneath them!
Oh, another round oddity over here?
Okay, this will be... Yeah, as I thought. The mystery phantoms.
A phantom!
Found you! You're a terrorist, bomber, murderer, and... a maggot who doesn't deserve to live! You murdered Shachi from the Resistance, didn't you? Killing your own people makes you dumber than Dominic!
Do we even need to explain that to them? Because, like, well, I mean, even if we know the truth, we need to refute the logic. That was true in the first Mystery Labyrinth too, where we had to prove our own innocence, even if we knew it wasn't us. Well, I guess we didn't really know it was us, but we saw it in this case. It's weird.
I didn't do it! When I got to the roof, Shachi was already dead!
I can't hear you! Sorry, I don't listen to criminals! How horrifying! So these are the Labyrinth's monsters? You summoned such dangerous creatures to block our path? Think what you want, but you can't move forward until you boom kill these things. Let us do it, Yuma! Hey Dominic, you're good at doing laundry, right? Grab a washboard and give their filthy hearts a good scrub!
That's size difference though. You think Guillaume and Dominic do other things to spend their free time together? Is that what I'm trying to say? Okay, it's just me, isn't it? I'll just shut up. Shachi's gun, Shachi's action, security, can't put it. This should be strong enough evidence. No! Oh my god! I suck at these, I swear to god.
How terrible of you to shoot an ally! You even planted the gun on his corpse! All to make it look like a suicide! Like no witnesses up there!
Yeah! Wait, is the security camera not a witness? Alright, fine. We don't count it as a witness,
Just
please.
admit it! Faster shooting Shachi on the hideout's roof! How terrible of you to shoot an ally! You even planted the gun on his corpse! All to make it look like a suicide! Like no witnesses up there! You did as you pleased! Go die and be reborn already, okay?
None of these will repeat it? Okay.
Say!
But...
Just admit it!
I'm pressing that button by accident to be open queue.
Faster shooting Shachi on the hideout's roof! How terrible of you to shoot an ally! You even planted the gun on his...
Could we have planted it? Contrary standard. It swings right side. No, I don't think any of that contradicts it. But this is not contradicting anything.
Corpse! All to make it look like a suicide!
Wait, never mind. That indirectly shows a contradiction.
Like no witnesses up there! You did as you pleased! Go die and be reborn already, okay?
Trying to get bonus points here.
Say!
Yes. Okay, I get it now, but it's a weird indirect
Just
contradiction.
admit it!
I thought the witnessing was a more direct contradiction. No!
Faster shooting Shachi on the hideout's roof! You even planted the gun on his corpse.
Yeah! Got that?
Come on.
Yeah.
Just
Time to run away. He stayed on the roof. Revolver, style, handgun. This doesn't tell us anything about it. Gosh. There's only 2 points, and I tried both with this, so it has to be something else. Oh!
Faster shooting Shachi on the hideout's roof. How terrible of you to shoot an ally.
Maybe it's the first one. I don't think I contradict that one.
Gun on his corpse. All to make it look like a suicide. With no witnesses up there. You did as you pleased. Go die and be reborn already, okay?
Alright, one more time.
Just admit it. And faster shooting Shachi on the hideout's roof. This is the truth.
There you go.
No, I'm not the one who shot him! I was still on the stairs when the gunshot went off! The security footage proves it!
They're piecing out already? Okay. I mean, I feel like we'll see more interference from them this time. Just because it seems they're in the know of this entire plan to set us up.
Yuma, you defeated those monsters! Splendid! I respect you as a fellow adventurer. As a sign of my respect, may I call you the Warrior of Light?
Warrior of Light? Sure, whatever you say. Let's keep going.
I have not played Final Fantasy XIV in a hot minute. Technically, it's an entire series reference,
way,
but
Yuma,
that's primarily where they use it.
Why were they accusing you of being the culprit?
Oh yeah, Fubuki, you don't remember the case. There was a murder, and I'm a suspect.
There's no way the Warrior of Light can be a murderer.
I
Can't be a
was
suspect,
under
though.
incriminating
Oh,
circumstances.
sweat.
Not only
Spotted.
was I a suspected terrorist, but I was also spotted next to a corpse on the roof of a building.
Was there no one else on the roof?
No one. There was nowhere to hide up there, and no other exits.
Well, that does sound awfully suspicious, Yuma. Things would go much easier if you'd just confess.
I told you I didn't do it!
Thanks, Fubuki.
Whoa, what's happening?
I understand now. This place is going to sink very soon.
I know that!
I can float, so it's not a problem for me. But you two better figure something out quick.
Can't we just hang out to you?
I know
Shinigami?
that too! We just need to solve the mystery, right?
Alright, get ready for a danger dodge.
Concentrate!
Alright. Let's see this. Ooh. Fubuki spinning around. What murder weapon was used in this case? It has to be Shachi's gun.
This way!
I don't understand how it could be anyone else's. There's no evidence, and it was way too directly right beside him.
That was quite the surprise.
There was like
Fubuki,
no
let's go up
evidence
there.
that it was any other weapon. It was in his hand from the same direction.
Huh? You mean jump on it?
I don't know.
It's alright, this should be fine.
Thought we were getting more evidence regarding this scene of crime, but I don't even know.
Come on, Fubuki!
Come on.
What's wrong? You need to jump over here!
Come on, Fubuki. Weren't you the adventurer here? This is one jump.
I am not very good at physical activity.
Physical activity is part of being an adventure. Come on.
I cannot do it. I lack the confidence.
Fubuki, you're an adventurer, aren't you?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
should be able to jump this.
Very well.
What is this music?
I shall reach out as far as possible.
Not the Amaterasu
If I fail to
Express
make it.
Everyone Dies music. Oh, is it a... Oh no, we're doing QTEs here for her too, because that's her thing. Or not.
Fubuki! That was close.
It's too early to relax. Come on, keep going.
That was a bit sad, but okay. I mean, honestly, it's pretty hard to make a jump like that.
Thank you, Yuma. Something is off.
That girl pathetic. Kind of,
I
yeah.
attempted to rewind time, but was unable to.
About that, you can't use your abilities while inside the Mystery Labyrinth.
Is this the work of the God of Darkness? Her frightening power has sealed away my forte?
Well, you know, now we know with Fubuki, her confidence and all that. I mean, we speculated this, but she only got by because of her powers, and that's why things like this, she wouldn't even expect. Failing miserably probably happens very often for her, but we just don't realize it because she just can rewind time.
So you finally noticed.
I wish you'd quit trying to make things worse.
With your precious powers gone, you're nothing but a hindrance in this labyrinth.
Oh my god, Shinigami's really feeling up to the God of Darkness
Now
title.
stay put and keep out of trouble. Hindrance? About the murder weapon. The victim was killed by his own gun, right?
Yeah, the muzzle of the gun at the crime scene was still hot. And I could smell gunpowder.
Not that either of those points were described. Are they? That'd be embarrassing if it was. Nope, it does not mention any sort of heat or smell. Honestly, the evidence doesn't necessarily exclude the chance of there being a different gun, but there was no evidence suggesting it would be. All of the evidence pointed towards it being just the gun we saw on the scene.
Out of the 6 bullets loaded in it, only one of them had an empty shell.
Did she carry you? Maybe if you make a pact with her. Oh, is this about Kratos dying? Yes, Kratos. It's about Shachi dying. So we're now finally doing the Mystery Labyrinths, and Fubuki can't use her powers here. I mean, I thought we knew that already, that they can't use their fortes here, but on thinking on it, Yasuhiko and Halara never really need to use their power for the Mystery Labyrinth.
Which means the bullet that killed Shachi absolutely came from the gun he was holding.
But yeah, welcome, Joe.
Fubuki?
I am a hindrance. What, still thinking about that? You should have known that already. You can't solve mysteries, you can't use your abilities, you can barely move, you've got no courage, no resolve.
Maybe it was a ghost? Brilliant deduction, Joe. You figured out the mystery. We can leave the Mystery Labyrinth now. Of course it was a ghost. How come I never thought of that? They never use their powers in Mystery Dungeon, so I assume that they either can't use it or don't feel like using it. I sort of... Am I gaslighting myself? I feel like they mentioned in passing their fortes can't be used, but maybe I'm gaslighting myself.
So yeah, you're basically a hindrance, an obstacle. Now beat it before you drag Master down with you.
Fubuki, are you okay?
I am fine. I can stand on my own.
I guess Fubuki probably has self-confidence issues with her, you know, the fact that she was kicked out from her place and had to defend her own and needs to rely on her powers just to survive in the world.
Yuma, I am terribly sorry. From here on, I shall make an effort to not cause you any trouble.
You don't have to worry about it. If anything stands in our way, we'll work together to overcome it.
No, this is something I must do on my own. I must become strong enough to take on the world, before I can return to the Culprit family. Hey, looks like she's getting motivated. Sometimes playing the bad guy gets results.
Playing? But you're always like this.
Oh, she's a different kind of bad most times.
Curious. Are you really a detective in training, Yuma? You seem far more experienced with adventuring than I am.
This
You
is
even
a
have the
different
title of Warrior of Light.
type of Playable Loop.
You gave me that title, Fubuki.
Master's an expert at getting dragged into other people's business. He's been forced around the block a few times.
The AI of a Fubuki
He's
is
got
not
a
as
great
great here.
mentor too.
She keeps on blocking the camera.
In contrast, I have nothing besides the ability to wind back time. And my only merit is useless here.
Too bad, so sad. You're not gonna make it through here.
Yeah, unlike the previous case where they only kind of wanted to dump it on, what's her face, Kurumi. These guys will be a lot more obstructive since this entire thing seems to have been planned by the Peacekeepers from the get-go.
You're getting real annoying. It's starting to stress me out.
Master, help me unwind by turning them into mincemeat.
Let's see, what are the truth bullets here, the solution keys? Love these room farm? Yeah, the playable loops are cool. Voltage, parallel gunshot, wound.
Even if you didn't fire the gun,
Shachi's gun designed by
a friend
Ow!
would have done it for you.
Here, lock it from door.
You ordered your accomplice.
Okay, what is this fucking...
Like Shachi from someplace else. Your accomplice threw the gun over to you. You planted it in Shachi's hand. That was your maggot master plan! Huh? Where was the shot taken? There's one spot where the shot could have been made. You shot from the roof of the building next door!
None of this contradicts anything. They could just shoot through the high voltage lines, couldn't they? If you had a combo to shoot Shachi, then it wouldn't matter where you are.
But
So there were 3 points of contradiction here. A gun was thrown to us, and we shot them from above. Something about an accomplice. Can't remember.
Even if you didn't fire the gun, a friend could have
What was the parallel gun shot wound say? No, it has to be perfectly parallel as this thing.
done it for you. You ordered your accomplice to snipe Shachi from someplace else. Your accomplice threw the gun over to you. You planted it in Shachi's
Shot
hand.
wound.
That was your maggot master plan.
Why can't we contradict the shooting that we did?
There's one spot where the shot could have been made. You shot from the roof of the building next door.
Yeah.
Through this mystery.
Bring on.
The neighboring building didn't have any windows, so the only way to shoot the victim was from the rooftop. But that building was taller than the hideout. If the victim was sniped from that height, the gunshot wound would have been at an angle.
Yeah, that's why it seems extremely likely that it's just straight up where he was, or it was a suicide.
But the gunshot wound through his head was horizontal.
I don't see any evidence suggesting it would be anything other than suicide.
Based on the gunshot wound, it's impossible for the bullet to have traveled from the roof of the neighboring building.
Peculiarities, yes, but evidence against, no. Wait, that's it? Really? You're not gonna... Okay, fine, no follow-up. Alright, cowards, get the fuck out of here. Got better mystery results than what you're presenting. The only thing I could think of is they were giving an act when they were... The peacekeepers were trying to bust through the door. I don't really believe that lock... Or we don't really know how the lock works, since we didn't have to examine it.
Since the wound ran parallel to the roof, the shooter must have been at the same height.
Well, it could be that the victim's head was at an angle at the time of impact. But in that case, we would have found the bullet lodged in the roof.
The monster conjures falsehoods to impede our progress.
But it's strange that they insist it was a homicide.
Maybe it was a suicide then.
If I'm not the culprit, it'd make more sense to rule it as a suicide.
That's because it is one. They're insisting it's a homicide to cover it up.
Or to blame someone and catch them.
So you finally revealed your true nature, God of Darkness. Huh? Yuma, do not be swayed by this deceiver. This case is most assuredly a homicide.
Assuredly. And what are you basing that on?
The victim carried a gun, did he not? If so, he could have used it to combat the peacekeepers pursuing him.
That's half a good point.
And yet, he hastily turned the gun on himself. I do not believe the victim was so cornered that he would commit suicide.
That actually is a good point. How could I not consider that? Like, duh. If he was gonna get shot anyways by the peacekeepers, he might as well have, you know, shot back at them, and maybe he would have survived.
That actually makes sense!
Shinigami! New expression, she got fucking wrecked. But yeah, okay, Fubuki. Detective work showing, she knows her stuff. Damn it.
That's a good point. Even if he wanted to avoid using his gun, he could have at least used it to threaten them.
So it must be a homicide.
No! Suicide!
Homicide!
Thinking emoji.
Suicide!
There's just so much evidence to suggest it's a suicide, though. Not that I want to believe it's a suicide, but like, there's next to zero evidence
Two doors?
for it being homicide. Alright, next up. Was it suicide or No, I'm not ready for this!
The letters are written in blood. Does Yuma's blood contain holy powers? And it illuminates... Yuma, you are more than the warrior of light. You are the holy warrior of light.
Sure, that's fine. Let's focus on this problem. Is this a suicide or a homicide? We need to narrow it down, now.
It is clearly a homicide.
Nuh-uh! It's totally a suicide!
Fuck, there's not enough evidence for this. Are you seriously making me pick right now? I've been speculating this ever since it happened. There's just not enough evidence. You can give your opinion if you want. Sure. But yeah, I don't know. You want to pick? I'll consider picking it first if I still can't decide. But let me review the evidence. You can also give your opinion on chat. So, it was shot horizontally, the bullet wasn't found on floor, so it was just likely a level shot with him within the same floor. This seems like a red herring. It's not like everyone's gonna jump in between lines or use a fucking hot air balloon to go back up. There's an explosion that happened below, but I don't think it was related. That happened mid-investigation, I believe. So I don't think that's related, honestly. Yeah, did that explosion happen when it was found, there was an explosion. So the moment it was found, an explosion happened. Gotcha. I don't think that's related, though. Shachi's gun, I mean, it's like it happened below. This revolver had one empty casing. Sure, suggestive, again, that this gun shot it. His gun. And it's has a peculiarity that it's reversed, the barrel. But that doesn't really confirm nor deny anything. Oh, I guess it did smell of gunpowder and it was hot. I didn't even notice that point. Sure. Yeah, but Shachi's gun most likely was used. Emergency surveillance camera. Did not record anything that... It didn't record anything emergency stairs, but the footage can be checked to see if anyone used the emergency stairs. Or since Yuma did not encounter anyone while coming stairs, it's unlikely someone related to Shachi's will be in recordings. The only thing I can think of is maybe the surveillance camera was tapped with, or modified, but I don't know if that's true. Homicide, you believe? I mean, I want to lean into homicide too, because if it's suicide, what does it leave for the rest of the mystery, right? The second mystery would just be unrelated. And why is the gun flipping to the way very weird? It's because it was designed that way. I don't know why it was designed that way. But there was his own custom gun that was done by Iruka, I believe, through her modifications. But the smoke was coming from the bullet hole itself, or I don't know what you'd call it, the barrel. That's not the barrel, I don't know. So it's not like he accidentally killed himself or some shit like that. It came out directly where the bullet was expected to come from. It came from his right hand, which is in the correct position of where the bullet came from on this side to the opposite side, from his right temple to his left. So it's, again, extremely suggestive that he just committed suicide. Looking at the blood stains too, it was like that. But what is the importance of the flipping out that way? I don't know, honestly. Again, maybe if he's like the other-handed, but you don't. That would seem like a very weird reason to design a gun that flips the other way, just because they're opposite-handed. That's like, I don't even know. Anyways, this key also seems kind of idiotic as a hint. I don't know. We were never actually able to confirm if the door was locked or not. The PC could have just been acting. It's not like we opened the door to test if it was in a locked position or not. So it seems unlikely that someone entered or exited here after the gunshot. Yeah. Height of the roof, no one could escape. There's just no one could have possibly used an escape. And again, just narratively speaking, it's just kind of impossible, or that the writers would again use the roof as an escape. When they kind of did that in the previous case. Shachi's corpse. It's in his right hand, and the Shachi's gun was loaded. Let's see how it was customized again. It was... swings out to the right side. If he's right-handed, it swings out to the right side. I don't know how the guns are used, so I don't know how important it would be to have it switch over to the correct side, but I feel like I have to use his intuition. If he was left-handed, it makes sense for the gun that was in his right hand. I mean, sure, but is that really a reason to custom modify it that way? Okay. Sup, girl?
Nuh-uh! It's totally a suicide!
Just, not even speaking from evidence, but just from game writing. There's way too much evidence suggesting suicide, and way too little suggesting homicide. But there's also it needs to be homicide for the second one to make sense. The entire second happening, and for there actually to be a culprit that will kill in the end.
It is clearly a homicide.
And going back to Fubuki's point, it was extremely perceptive of her about just, of course he would try to use it at least in self-defense. Why would he kill himself? That's not like his character. That was also something Margala confirmed. You know what? I don't even care about the evidence at this point. I'm just going to pick homicide because we know it's not in his character to commit suicide. There was nothing pushing him really to commit suicide. Not speaking from evidence, just strictly speaking, it's homicide. Okay, if you've beaten the game, please avoid trying to pick the right answer. I want to pick the wrong answers if I get my logic wrong. I don't want to, just pick the right answer because someone told me to. But it's what you've given so far is fine, honestly, because I was considering that in the back of my mind. I was like, if he was left-handed, sure, but is that really enough to suggest it would be modified that way? I don't even know. And supposing it was a homicide, where did they go? There's zero evidence of where they went. They couldn't have escaped from the outside. There's no way they fucking did a backflip up to the rooftop or some shit. the explosion itself happened the moment we found the body, not like before it. So it's not like they could have escaped through the hole underneath or something. And even then, there's no markers of a rope being used. They would still need a rope of some kind to safely secure that landing. So it's like, even if it was a homicide, it doesn't explain anything about the how. So that's why it's just like way too much evidence. And the only reason you pick homicide is peculiarities. And also, I feel like as strong as the evidence is, the peculiarities is, it's just, narratively speaking, something we can't ignore completely. I mean, this game has already taught us from the previous cases. What's called red herrings, and deciding what's irrelevant is more important in this game too, as opposed to Danganronpa, where there's pretty much no red herrings. But yeah, so there might be. I was thinking maybe that left-handed stuff is irrelevant, but no matter what the evidence says, it's true. Shachi wouldn't kill himself. He was actually actively trying to save his city, and he would at least point out his gun. Like, why would he kill himself? It doesn't make sense. All right. Culprit replaced the water bucket just before he got it, of course. Oh my gosh. If it was the swimmer, then I'm sure he would be able to do that, maybe. I don't know. It keeps on suggesting that the water guy is suspicious somehow, just because the entire second half of the case happened in a flooded area. But I don't even know what he did in particular that would be considered criminal, even if he did escape from the Umbra Electrical office that we visited, because it's very likely that Icardi did something there, but it's like, if he did, to what significance? Was it criminal? Did he set the bombs or something? I don't know. Anyways, my hopes are, and just like in Danganronpa, most likely more evidence will come to light as this case proceeds, but I would say not from the evidence, just from the characterization. It can't be a homicide. Just like with Danganronpa, we were not going by evidence really of or not complete evidence of what's called how Tenko supposedly killed herself. Instead, we're going by her belief in her character, and that's what I'm going here. There's no way he would have killed himself. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, homicide.
Right here! I'm sure this is the right way.
Maybe.
I knew it. This case had to be a homicide.
I mean, in the very first case, we went one pathway and we switched pathways.
Someone else had to have been on the roof, right? But Master, you were on the emergency stairwell, and the peacekeepers were behind the door. Which means no one could have gotten off that roof. How did the culprit shoot the victim and get away? See? If it wasn't a suicide, then what happened? You better explain yourself.
That's what I've been saying. Shinigami makes a good point.
I shall.
Fubuki, hyper-curious with your logic.
I completely agree with what Yuma said.
What?
I didn't say anything.
So what do you think, Master?
I totally what I think. I don't know.
You mean why I think it's
I don't have a solid reason. I mean, I don't have evidence for this.
Really
Okay, let's just go. Let's
have
go.
a solid reason why yet.
It's not a reason, it's just characterization, which I think is part of detective work. It's not always just logic. Sachi is more or less pacifist, and he wouldn't even if he wouldn't have the courage to pull the trigger, Fubuki's right that they would at least pull it out of self-defense. And what's called pacifism aside, like, they're a lot more principled than just killing themselves so easily. They would at least, if they fought so hard for their city, they would try to at least survive if they were captured by the peacekeepers. Maybe they wouldn't even take out the gun, but they certainly wouldn't kill themselves. They would at least, fight against within the being imprisoned.
Oh no! The walls!
Alright, let's see. Oh no! What is the reasoning behind it? No, not really for this. God damn it. I don't know.
Spit it out.
He wouldn't do it.
Labyrinth won't wait forever,
I know, but
Yuma!
if it was in fact a homicide, there would be some clue left behind at the crime scene.
I mean, the left-handed clue, if that's the case, is not solid evidence for anything.
Just remember something.
Oh, like this?
Oh wow, we haven't done this in a long time. It's a crime scene recreation, isn't it? Oh, partly. We only did that in the very first case. I don't know why you haven't done it since. Let's see.
Here, this is everything left at the scene.
The revolver, the surveillance camera, the umbrella, which was rusted, so it's pretty much irrelevant. It seems like it's been there for a while. And the locked door.
This should be easy mode. I made sure to pull everything straight out of your memory, Master.
I'm sure there's a clue pointing to a homicide hidden here.
We do not have much time. Please hurry, Yuma.
There must be something suspicious, something that stands out. There has to be a clue. I have to find it.
See, even if the gun was supposed to be the other way around, that's not a reason for it being homicide. That's just a reason for it being suspicious that, the gun is irregularly shaped. It maybe applies a reason that, I don't even know. What the heck? Oh, okay. There's nothing with the door. The umbrella's irrelevant. Security camera, unless the footage was modified, which I think is possibility, but, chat has already given me a strong hint that the gun is most likely the culprit, so I'll just follow that.
I know, it's this! This has to be related to the murder.
Oh, the wall stopped. Looks like it's the right one. That is the gun that fired the fatal shot, right? But how can you determine it was a homicide?
There's something unique about this gun. A revolver cylinder normally swings out to the left, but the gun found at the scene swings out to the right.
I see. That is unusual. Hit it, you really are the holy great detective warrior of light, Yuma.
It got even longer. Oh well, anyway. This gun was apparently custom made for Shachi.
The junk shop geezer said that too. How does that prove this was a homicide?
Walls proceed to closing again.
I don't know anything else about it. I just figured this was kinda out of place.
That's not... That'd be my... It's not a good enough explanation, Yuma. What the fuck?
Of course. You haven't solved the mystery itself. Yuma, over there! Did you try shooting it with the gun?
I'm no marksman. Oh, but it could work inside the mystery labyrinth. If this gun is the answer... Huh? It's not loaded?
If you can't shoot it, then you're still missing something.
Something? Do you mean like why I think this gun is out of place? I can't shoot the gun until I figure that out?
Well, Yuma, did you solve it?
Why was Shachi's gun built like this in the first place? The reason why must be relevant.
Are you saying you need my help to solve this? Oh, fine. Since you're so good at begging, I don't mind helping you out one bit.
Well, yeah, we can't shoot the gun not because of some logical thing, but because it's another part of the mystery labyrinth's rules. Yeah, let's do this barrel minigame as there's spikes all around us. Why not? Shinigami Puzzle time! Back to Duncan Island.
Let's work together!
Looking at his hand, you can tell Shuichi's dominant hand is his... left, I guess. It doesn't even let you do right here. That's funny. It's like... what other word could it be?
Nice.
It's 4 letters.
Nice.
And be-handed. That's still 5 letters. Jeez. Actually, that's 3 letters. Oh, it wouldn't work either way. We did it! He's left-handed. I feel like maybe we would have noticed that in the cutscenes too, but, handedness is definitely something I'd never notice when it comes to mystery games. Oh, but can't I use this hand to hold his right objects? The middle.
That's it! It's because he was left-handed! The reason the cylinder swings out to the right is to let him reload while still holding the gun in his left hand. If he was right-handed, it would be very difficult to reload if the cylinder swings out to the right.
I guess.
If Shachi was right-handed, he wouldn't have commissioned his gun to be designed this way.
See, I don't even know. It's like, sure, but we also know that Shachi is a supposed pacifist, right? So why would he design a gun that is easier to shoot if he so-called doesn't want to resort to things like this? Shit doesn't make sense.
Which means Shachi is left-handed.
Okay. Nice aim. Shachi has a specially designed gun because he was left-handed.
Look! The exit! You did it, Yuma!
Well, I guess what's called Yuruka designed it for him, so even if he didn't want it made, she did it on her own accord. I believe that was the reasoning.
It worked.
And I think they mentioned they were doing target practice together or something like that.
Thanks to yours truly! No, it is thanks to Yuma's deduction.
What? But we'd all be flattened by now if it wasn't for my assist.
Honestly, it was probably Chat's assist.
I will never believe the God of Darkness could willingly lend a helping hand.
If I was to go blind, I would have to possibly pick the surveillance camera first, and then I would pick the gun, because the other two was just, complete speculation at that point. But there's a reason to believe the surveillance camera might have been modified because, the surveillance guy himself is also a suspect.
Sure, say what you want. Anyway, let's hurry. Countdown is still going.
Right. It looks like the number's gone down by a lot.
I wonder what happens if you just wait. Never mind, it just disappears before you can wait it out.
Close to figuring out this mystery. Let's hurry it up faster.
Yeah, got it.
What's up, girl? Just leave it to yours truly, unlike this sheltered skank over there. I came through with that sweet assist. What's up, girl?
What?
The God of Darkness helped us. This must be some sort of trap. Oh, here comes Peacekeepers.
Look! Another monster!
Yeah,
Alrighty, we're here as your official roadblock. Huh? You wanna know why? Because the homicide route ends here. That Shachi terrorist committed suicide. After all.
What? What? Okay, you know what? I'm just reminded back of Yuma made a point of it was suspicious that they made it point towards homicide towards us. But I guess they're just trying to hide the fact that someone else did it and try to pin it on us first. I mean, these guys aren't technically being logical anyways.
You kept insisting it was a homicide earlier, but now you're going with the suicide theory?
These monsters are cheaters!
Maybe they're cheaters because they're monsters.
Are you defending the monsters? Curse you, God of Darkness! Queen of monsters!
So all you can't see his face.
Defending them. I can't even follow this whole monsters and God of Darkness story you have going.
It is a nice sort of exaggeration they did here with the size difference. She is kind of small and the guy is freakishly big in real life too, but not by this much.
Now's not the time to be fighting!
Alright. Solution keys, please. Let's look at them. So it's related to the suicide theory, or rather the homicide theory. Well, it's suicide theory now, and how it is. Why is it not suicide? He's kind of... he's alright. Let's see. Solution... Oh, that's not that. We're just repelling some shit.
Looks like it's a dead end. You can't proceed. Because it wasn't a homicide. Shachi definitely committed suicide.
That claim doesn't hold up!
You're joking.
No,
You don't
Shachi
like his
didn't commit
big
suicide.
potato energy.
All the evidence points to the contrary!
You know you're super annoying, right? Fine. I'll crush you like a bug.
Parking lot explosions, Shachi's
What
entrance,
if the
Shachi's
gun was
left-handed.
designed with the left hand? You can still shoot yourself.
That's true. Parking lot.
Shachi shot himself with the gun in his dominant hand. Therefore, a death by suicide. There's no proof a culprit fired the gun.
Okay, I was too late with the left-handed thing.
No contradiction. It's a suicide. Return here. Time to go home.
Yes.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of that one Batman villain with the tubes.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze?
So what if the gun was designed with the left hand?
Oh, look at that. You can stall your jump by attacking.
Shachi shot himself with the gun in his dominant hand.
Yeah. Why does he even... What the heck? Sorry, I guess we're just connecting it now to the fact that it was found on his right hand.
Shachi was left-handed, but he was found dead with the gun in his right hand. There's no reason he'd use his non-dominant hand to commit suicide. It's an obvious contradiction. When the culprit tried to make it appear like a suicide, they put the gun in the wrong hand, which means someone else was involved in Shachi's death. His death was a setup. It's a homicide.
But how would they do that in 5 fucking seconds? What the fuck? They shot him, moved his body in place, put it in his incorrect hand, and then, like, yeeted themselves off the building. Okay, let's see.
You managed once again
Bane,
to slay
because,
the
yeah, I see
monsters.
that.
That confirms it. The homicide route was the correct one.
Seems like it. I guess I can admit defeat here.
Huh? The God of Darkness admitting defeat? Perhaps she has an honest side. No! It cannot be! Could this be an illusion she conjured forth?
You know, I don't really care, so long as we keep solving mysteries. Just keep helping my master out for a bit longer.
Let's carry on for now.
Oh, it's the flood. Okay, we're now moving on to the next part. I mean, I have a feeling we're not going to learn who shot him just from looking at that, the evidence there, so we kind of have to move on to the second crime scene now. If you can even call that a crime scene. Are we piloting this again? With those awkward-ass controls?
The culprit made a pretty cliché mistake getting the victim's dominant hand wrong.
Perhaps the culprit doesn't know that Shachi's custom gun was designed for someone left-handed.
Okay. You know what, this... Yeah, I should have done the reasoning for this. If that's correct, then it's unlikely to be Iruka. And obviously it's not a suicide either, it's not Shachi.
Shachi rarely carried his gun, so they probably never saw him hold it.
Huh. Why would he go through the trouble of getting a custom gun that he never intended to use?
It was designed by Iruka. He didn't actually ask it custom made, I believe.
Deep down,
On the time
he
here.
was just like any other violent terrorist.
Don't worry, we're on a 999 time here. Where, you know, the ship's about to explode in 9 hours, but you can take as long as you want. And the room will never flood despite the water rushing in.
Maybe the gun was a gift.
A gift? From whom?
Yo, Zabi, welcome.
A woman named Iruka manages the Resistance's weapons. She was the one who designed it.
Gifting a gun is so romantic. It delights my adventurer's heart.
It does?
Well, thanks to the culprit's mistake, we now know this was a homicide. But we still have a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh, that is steep. No one blinks an eye. Just like, yes, they're falling now. The boat is moving slow in time. It's basically like how someone is attacking and practicing a paragraph about this attack in a few seconds. Most anime, to be honest. Oh no, we have the pilot start to take the answer. Where did the culprit shoot the victim? What are these extremely difficult to ask questions?
The location where the culprit shot Chachi.
Yep. Even if this case is a homicide, that's still a mystery.
It would have to be on the thing, right? I mean, I remember the building next to the surveillance camera was also kind of high too, so that would not match the equal height thing. So it had to be on roof, right?
But if you know it was, in fact, a homicide, then the answer has to be here. I have no idea what it could be, but I am confident that you can discover the answer. For you are he who tames the god of darkness, holy great detective warrior of light Yuma!
How long is my name going to get?
Until it becomes as long as an Isekai on my title. Oh no, we're using these awkward ass controls again. Between these three, I remember both roofs. They're both really high. And, you know, I didn't consider it at first, but it was a nice confirmation that we did not see any bolt on the floor itself. So it couldn't have been shot from the roof. And they couldn't have hightailed out of the roof, as we know. So, inside the hideout, that just doesn't make sense. So it has to be the roof of the hideout. It doesn't make sense, or I don't know how they could have escaped from the roof, but the other two just doesn't make, it makes even less sense. So I'm just gonna say roof of the hideout. You'd be like, I can stop time for 5 seconds, then monologues on for 7 years during stop time. Pretty much. Alright, roof of the hideout.
Right here!
That was the right answer, but
Ooh.
if he was shot on the roof, doesn't that mean the culprit was also on the roof?
It's like one of those Escher paintings.
The culprit placed the gun in Chachi's hand to make it look like a suicide.
Or Final Fantasy 14 dungeon.
That means they had to be there in person. The culprit was definitely on that roof.
How the fuck did they hightail it out of there so fast? Oh, wait. That explosion might have been hiding something. It might have been hiding the escape route. They could have, like, I don't know, jumped to the next door, whatever it may be, trampoline or swimming pool or what have you, and then they might have destroyed it right after so that we couldn't recognize it as the escape route. That's my guess right now. What's the correct way here? Oh, it's up there. Then I need to go here instead. I can't go further. I like the verticality in this game. I mean, I know it's not technically anything, but it gives a nice feel of you're not trapped within the same game space. It's definitely not as straightforward as the first two.
Nobody
or
was
three.
there when you arrived.
So you have it right, Zani.
That's what we have to figure out now. When I heard the shot, I was halfway up the emergency stairs. It took about 10 seconds to reach the roof. And in that time, the culprit vanished like a cloud of smoke from the scene.
Where could the murderer have gone?
Did the murderer just leave through the door? I mean, I did consider the door being not actually locked a possibility, but
We're back at the crime scene.
I have an idea. Let's see. I'll just shut up and let's see what happens. Follow the culprit's escape route.
Follow the culprit's escape route? You need to escape in the same way the culprit did after committing the crime.
What's up, girl? Oh, nothing. Nothing. Rooftop edge. Definitely not that. Door. I mean, honestly, they could have used a rope up there or something. But there was like no evidence suggesting they did that. This door, it's a crackpot theory, but honestly, this door could have just not been locked. It looks like it's locked, but we had no way of confirming unless we wanted to bring the Peacekeepers in directly ourselves. They do not escape from the stairs, so that's not even an option. So it's either this one, through this exploded thing, which is suspicious. We might need an answer for it. This one, which... Why was the hot air balloon even suggested? I don't know. I feel like it's a red herring to make us not even consider that an option, even though it might be an option. They could have just used a rope from up there instead of down there. But again, using a rope is... I don't know if they do that. They were either then Danganronpa. And this door, again, crackpot theory, that just might have been not locked the entire time. Well, presuming they weren't actually among the people... Actually, never mind. I don't even know. That door could have been locked. If they were unlocked, if they were working for the Peacekeepers, which, you know, obviously someone had been if they were a mole, then they could have easily snuck in with the other Peacekeepers over here who are trying to barge through. And then they could have killed them, snuck in, and then pretended to be banging on the door. And the neighbor building, I don't know. This lock doesn't even make sense. What kind of a door looks like this from the outside? Wouldn't you want to be able to access it from the inside? And if someone had betrayed them, they would also have the key to the outside easily. It wouldn't be just Shachi. As for this, there's like... It's possible, but there's next to no evidence to this. It's the most reasonable, though, out of all the escape options that doesn't require crackpot theories. And this here, biggest evidence for this is just, you know, evidence that has not been consulted yet, which is that giant hole over there. So, okay, let's start. Honestly, it could be either three of these.
Though it is fairly high, would it not be possible to climb down from here on a rope or ladder?
There's nowhere to hang something like that onto. Plus, from this height, it'd take a while to get all the way down like that. It'd be tough for someone to get down and gather their equipment in the short time it took me to reach the roof.
Maybe there was nothing like that, and they just jumped down to some sort of a patio, and that patio's blown up.
Probably couldn't jump down onto a mat from this height either. You'd die no matter how you landed.
Okay, fine. Did they just leave through the store then? Was it the Peacekeeper theory, where they were just pretending they couldn't open it and they wanted to frame us? They would need to know ahead of time we'd be going there.
Is it easier to imagine that the criminals simply went back inside through this door?
The culprit was Spider-Man, maybe.
No, that's impossible. At the time of the incident, the Peacekeepers were on the other side.
The culprit could have been working with the Peacekeepers, we know that! That's why they caught us in a fucking flooded area and why we set up bombs in the first place, and oh my god.
I see. If the culprit had gone inside through here, they would have been apprehended by those Peacekeepers. Well, it's safe to say this wasn't the escape route.
Okay, neither of these theories are foolproof. It could have been either, sure, but I guess I'm the only one with my wild imagination here. This seems like the most reasonable, honestly, the neighboring building.
Is it easier to imagine using a rope or some other tool to escape to the neighboring building? Or perhaps they
No
used
hot air
a
balloon theory, please.
The culprit must be quite the adventurous.
Why do they keep on insisting hot air balloon? That's obviously not happening, even if there wasn't.
Voltage lines would get in the way. You'd never reach the next building.
Why is that an option? Why do they keep on mentioning hot air balloon? Even if those electric wires weren't there, they wouldn't be able to escape with a hot air balloon out of sight within 5 seconds.
Oh, so the culprit is not an adventurer?
That's what you're disappointed about?
Jeez, why does it keep on mentioning that fucking hot air balloon? Alright, fine, this is the only one apparently. How could they have gone through here? They literally could not have gone past us. There's no other branching path down here.
Ah, so the culprit escaped via the emergency stairs. As the culprit was in a state of emergency, it is only natural that they would make use of emergency stairs.
Wait. Master was up ahead, right? There's no way the culprit could have escaped without bumping into him.
What are you saying? Yuma is right here, isn't
There's
he?
nowhere for him or her to hide here either and slip by us.
I mean, when the crime happened.
Maybe that tiny over there, I guess.
The sheltered skank in her empty head.
I mean, even
killing me here.
even the head back there, seriously, this entire area is open. There's no way we wouldn't have noticed or heard them escaping from through here.
Yet again, you called me sheltered!
Shut up, Fubuki. The hot air balloon is clearly radiating some type of energy, thermal energy.
Hey, I'm just telling it like it is.
Sheltered there, sheltered that.
You're sheltered in a
I have
skank.
never even seen a
When are
shelter,
you gonna start
let alone been in one.
trying?
A skate is acceptable, but
gonna be anytime
sheltered
soon.
crosses the line. Please stop calling me that.
Oh, does it not go on? Okay.
I don't know if the culprit realized I was there. The footage from the security camera positioned here didn't show anybody around, which makes it hard to imagine that the culprit escaped from here.
Yuma, this is bad. We have reviewed all the possible escape routes.
The only one I'm certain about is that they didn't escape through the staircase, the fire escape, but everything else is possible if you think of some crackpot theory.
And yet, we can't figure out how the culprit got off the rooftop.
Mysterious.
Maybe we need to investigate the other crime scene to get more evidence.
This isn't funny! At this rate, we'll run out of time!
That will find.
What are we supposed to do?
There's no other way besides finding the culprit's escape route. That's how it is in the Mystery Labyrinth.
Where are the entrances for cast members and the hidden entryways for maintenance crews?
This isn't an attraction at some theme park.
If I was planning ahead,
Well
they could
then,
have done something.
why do you hunt Yuma if you cannot even do your job and guide him? The God of Darkness who cannot guide you is just a directionless God of Darkness.
Shots fired.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're a stupid, sheltered skank. That's completely useless.
You can tell from the subtle changes in Shinigami's expression that she's not amused either. She's actually hating on Fubuki here.
You called me sheltered again! How many times is that now? Let's see. After the number 3 comes...
Girl.
Seriously, are you
Be
dense?
quiet, please!
Head on right?
After 3 is...
When are you gonna start being useful?
I feel much better.
Together already.
Just how many insults
What's
do you
with the
intend to
family
hurl
thing
at me?
anyway?
Yes, that is
For a
obvious.
long
I'm not
time,
able to use my
completely
powers here.
useless
But
in
at
the
least I
Mystery
can be by
Labyrinth, you
Yuma's
know.
side.
Okay.
The culprit must have been on their roof when they committed the crime. They escaped somehow. But how? There aren't any other clues at the crime scene. Wait, if nothing was there, what if the culprit destroyed evidence?
Yeah. It would have to be the explosion then.
Destroyed evidence?
In which case, it was some sort of patio they just went to.
Leave it to yours truly. I'll bring it out of your mind, master.
See, the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I was looking around that alleyway during the free exploration part, and I might have seen something up there, but I didn't think too much about it at the time.
You're going to recreate the crime scene again?
If you don't remember it, then I've got no choice. I'll make it a gentle beating this time around. So, which memory do you want beaten out of you?
When the rooftop was first entered.
How about when Shachi first called me up to the rooftop? The culprit wouldn't have done anything to the scene yet. I can even compare it to when I found the corpse.
Okay, if there's a patio up there, then that confirms.
Ready? Leave it to me.
That's the only difference that would be there. The door and the building up there would be exactly the same.
What is this daunting aura I sense? What are your intentions here?
Let's do it, master.
It can't be!
I have not done this in a long time. I thought we'd be doing this in every phase, but this is only the second time since Chapter 0. Oh, okay. I see the purpose now of us trying to find an escape route back then. It's so that everything here would enter our memory.
Are you alright, Yuma?
I'm in so much pain. I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
The corpse is gone, but nothing else has really changed about this place. I believe all that happened was you were
Angel,
assaulted,
please.
Yuma.
Not much time passed between when you first reached the rooftop and when you discovered the corpse. If nothing changed, then there are no clues here for you to use.
Hang on. There must be something. Something that the culprit destroyed to cover their tracks.
I wrenched this memory out of your tiny brain, so you don't have much time left to look around.
Let's look on the roof.
Your time limit is until the pain in your head goes away. You better hurry up and investigate.
Okay, let's go.
I'll hurry.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Never mind, I'm gonna talk to Fubuki instead. What's up, girl?
Yuma.
Okay. Patio! Oh, there's no patio. There's like, what is that? There's like a tiny lamppost or something. I don't know. Like, really? I can't see it from this angle. Okay, let's see this. This was my first suspicion. Is there anything down there that I could jump to?
It seems like there's no place to hang a rope off of. There's nothing of note on this side of the wall.
Oh, okay. My ears bust.
What is that? A storm drain? Has that always been there?
Oh my god, is it the swimmer? Jeez.
Oh, right. The explosion.
Okay, it's Icardi.
The explosion that happened right after I found the body must have buried it in rubble. So the drain was covered after a mysterious explosion.
Find anything, Master?
It's so good.
Yeah, I might have found a clue that shows how the culprit escaped.
Really? You did it, Yuma!
Mystery phantoms!
Chirp, 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 chirp. I was curious what all the tweeting was about. You're still fantasizing about all this nonsense? He committed suicide! There's nobody to pursue! After all, there's no place a culprit could run to. No one can run off a rooftop!
Except for Icardi!
No one could escape the rooftop.
Take the bucket or that rain trench thing. Either way would have worked.
Which means if you can disprove that, then we'll defeat them and press forward.
If Icardi did it, would he be able to operate explosives though? Or was he cooperating with what's his face by himself? Was he doing it by himself or was he cooperating with Servan? That's the question.
What's with these weirdo fantasies? I'm saying Shashi committed suicide! You're such a maggot! There is no other culprit.
Ow.
No one could have left that rooftop.
Slowest fucking reaction from my side. My bad, I just realized it was a repel thing. Okay, we'll repel it, geez.
What's with these weirdo fantasies? I'm saying Shachi committed suicide! You're such a maggot! There is no other culprit. No one could have left that rooftop.
That claim doesn't hold up! No, there is a culprit! And there's a way to escape from the roof, too!
Ugh, such a drag. You're still talking about that? What a downer!
Alright, let's see. Head to roof, drain vulture lines.
The culprit had to be on the roof if it's not suicide. So, where did the culprit go?
The drain!
You can't escape through
Bucket
the
of
roof
water.
door.
Either way.
You can't escape down the emergency stairs! Or was the culprit on the roof the whole time?
Hey!
That's true.
Okay, was that not the right contradiction point? Fine.
The culprit had to be on the roof if it's not suicide.
smash through this mystery!
I mean, they technically did destroy the evidence. The drain was still there.
The drain directly below the rooftop!
Don't let any shady statement slip by.
Oh, this is new. Mystery fandoms will ask a riddle from time to time. Read the questions carefully and counter by repelling the words of the answer you think is right. Okay, so it's just mixing options with RDM.
What's that got to do with green from the roof?
Trying to get my points here.
Culprit escape. Go ahead and try answering that.
Invited allies to the drain? Why is that even a thing?
This, I'll expose the truth! That's right! The culprit dove into the drain from the roof! That was the culprit's escape route!
I like that backwards angle of Yuma in this art. Looks very confident and sure coming. Ooh-ah!
They disappeared, but to leap into a storm drain from atop a roof? Is such an adventurous stunt truly possible?
I wasn't sure about that as well. But if the explosion was used to destroy evidence, I think that has to be the case.
It's Icardi! It's Icardi! It's Icardi! Let's not get have any doubts here. It's
The
Icardi!
storm drain's grates beforehand and jumped from the roof right after committing the crime.
Fucking Hisoka.
The Doya district was flooded, so naturally the drain would have been filled with water.
Does that mean he flooded it
Then,
beforehand?
the culprit swam away.
It would only take a few seconds to escape the roof that way. So the culprit used a bomb to blow up the area, which covered up the evidence of their... Why? We defeated these monsters already! The problem here was follow the culprit's escape route.
So we have to leap into the drain just like the culprit did?
Easy peasy. Not really.
I have to jump from up here? And now more drains have suddenly appeared! What is happening?
For some mystery labyrinth options.
Master! You have to make up your mind and jump!
We're already jumping though. We wouldn't be able to change our trajectory like this. Alright, let's see. Who was capable of committing this crime? Icardi could remember the residence leader.
This way!
Later. Fubuki ballerinaing around.
We actually made it.
I felt as if my heart would jump out of my chest. But we managed to get down. It's not over yet. Look over there! Looks like all the suspects are here! Must we fight all of them? Even Yuma cannot face 4 foes at once. They fled! Then we better chase after them! Chase scenes are common in adventures, but are you certain the culprit is among them?
There are only 2 ways the culprit could get a hold of Shachi's gun, the murder weapon. Either steal it from the safe or get it from Shachi himself. In any case, the only ones who could have done it are members of the Resistance.
Is it possible the culprit took the victim's gun by force? If so, a complete stranger could have done it.
But if someone tried to take his gun, I'm sure Shachi would have drawn it and threatened them. If so, the culprit would have realized their target was left-handed.
I see. That would conflict with the cover-up attempted at the crime scene.
So is stolen then.
Also, the culprit issued a proclamation on behalf of the Resistance against the Peacekeepers. At the time, I didn't understand why it was sent to the Peacekeepers, but it must have been to corner Shachi by steering the Peacekeepers toward the hideout. The culprit then ambushed him when he arrived on the roof.
Which means the culprit anticipated the target fleeing up there.
Perhaps it was a planned escape route the Resistance had decided on beforehand. If they fled using the emergency stairs, it would be easy to shake off pursuers. As a matter of fact, the Peacekeepers were held up there. If he hadn't been killed, he would have escaped.
So all of it was calculated. Whoever it is, they are truly frightening. And that culprit is among them? If we organize all the clues we've got so far, we can narrow down who the culprit is. But how long will they keep running? At this rate, there's no end in sight. Faster! Over there!
A giant water tank?
In here, you always find the culprit if you keep solving mysteries. So the only way to catch up to them is
More options.
to solve mysteries!
Alright, what's gonna be this time? What would be necessary for the culprit to commit crimes? The ability to have superior athletic prowess in swimming activities. In other words, someone who is well versed in water sports. Being left out and being good at swimming, being good at swimming, being good at swimming! Honestly, you don't need to be good at swimming to make that jump. You just need to be good at diving, and as long as you know how to swim any amount, you can make
commit
it.
this crime, the most important requirement is to be an excellent swimmer.
Diver.
Jumping from that height into a storm drain would also require training and experience. Maybe they had high diving experience through swimming competitions.
We finally caught up!
The truth is crystal clear. The one who murdered Shachi...
It's you, Hisoka! Thinking emoji.
I wouldn't kill anyone!
Okay, Kokichi.
I didn't kill anyone!
Okay, Dark Elf.
I haven't done anything.
Okay,
There's no way I
Wiggle.
could kill Shachi.
okay.
I didn't kill anyone!
It was you! You've been cutting like 6 times straight. You can't get used to that.
You took advantage of your swimming skills to murder Shachi!
Huh? What?
No! That's insane! I'm not the culprit!
It's time for Mystery Phantom Time, where he looks like an
Bullshit!
OC.
I didn't kill Shachi! I'm not the culprit!
Such a foreboding presence. Is this the true identity of the final monster protecting the hidden treasure?
For real, that was my 2 different impressions of him when I first saw him. Kazuichi and Dark Elf.
But most of the mystery has already been solved. This is just its last stand. Master, let's solve this thing once and for all!
Right.
Also, out of context as Yuma, that seems very yandere to say. Yuma, I already cut you 6 times. You don't have to scream anymore. Jesus Christ. Hikari's talent, Servan's traumatic experience. She's probably gonna blame Servan.
Not the culprit! Where's your evidence? There are other resistance members!
True, technically,
I know!
anyone could die.
Margala is the culprit!
That is wrong. His...
Margala shot Shachi on the roof!
didn't know that could block you. Alibi! Even though we never saw the video ourselves because we didn't have time because the bomb was going off.
Margala has an alibi! It's impossible for him to have done it!
Okay, Zavi, enjoy my pocket as a cube. Bitters. He's probably gonna blame Servan next.
If it's not Margala, then Iruka is the culprit.
Okay, it's Iruka then. Ow, ow.
Iruka knows a lot about handling guns.
Shachi's assigned by Ruta. Already silenced Servan's. Okay, it'd have to be this one then.
She killed Shachi!
Ow.
And made it look like suicide!
I should have contradicted the second one before. The reason why it doesn't work out that she did is because she's the one who modified it herself, so she would make the mistake.
It's not Margala, then Iruka is the culprit.
So it actually clears her, even though she's the most expert at it.
Iruka knows a lot about handling guns. She killed Shachi!
Yeah! Oh, I guess not.
Say,
That's right.
Okay. I'm just contradicting the exact thing, I guess, but I know what to do, geez.
Then Iruka is the culprit. Iruka knows a lot about handling guns. She killed Shachi! And made it look like suicide!
Yeah!
Slash through this mystery! Iruka designed the handgun, so she knew Shachi was left-handed. She never would have made that mistake faking a suicide!
I mean, if you're running out in 5 seconds, you might have. Okay, Servan's time. Servan's traumatic experience!
It's not Margala. It's not Iruka. But you still can't say I'm the culprit.
Wait, that's cheating!
The culprit is Servan!
Ow.
He killed Shachi on the roof.
I don't know why I keep on hitting that one. That by itself doesn't contradict it. Okay, jeez.
It's not Margala. It's not Iruka. But you still can't say I'm the culprit. The culprit is Servan! He killed Shachi on the roof. And messed with the corpse. Then escaped through the drain!
Yeah!
This is the truth! Servan was traumatized after once nearly drowning, so there's no way he would have dove into a drain.
And that sprite, you know he reminds me of Yuma in that like angry backward sideways sprite? Kind of reminds me of a Yelena from Attack on Titan. As he's staring behind Armin's back.
Yuma, you did it! You defeated the monster! Huh? But what about the treasure?
That's strange. We found the culprit and also cut down his excuses. But the truth still hasn't appeared! Where is the real culprit's soul?
Also, the countdown hasn't stopped yet. It went down by a lot again.
Perhaps there is a secret final boss in this labyrinth?
Well, the bombs themselves are suspicious. There's no way he would have been able to set them up himself. Unless he like stole them from Servan or something.
Wait, I know. It's...
Stop. If anything, I'm the secret protagonist.
Moving on. This means we haven't revealed the truth of this mystery labyrinth. Maybe it's because we don't have a solid overall picture of the case.
Well, clearly he knew that the flood would happen, but I don't know. Did he set the bomb in the Umbrella Electric Power Plant himself?
There's no mistake that Ikari made Shachi's murder look like a suicide.
but we don't know why he did it. If you wanted to kill him, there are simpler ways to do it. Why bring the Peacekeepers into this?
That's true. What is the entire point of this? Unless it was to shut down the entire resistance.
So we need to find the motive. As long as that's an unknown, we won't reach the truth.
Technically speaking, you don't really need to find the motive.
The water is flowing somewhere.
Oh, so it is. I wonder where it is heading.
The water flows somewhere. If the Mystery Labyrinth is a reflection of reality, the flow of water may have some significance.
Then let's see where it leads us. This could be the path to the hidden treasure. You know, this case seems to involve water an awful lot. The slums where the crime took place are flooded, like the entire commercial area.
Right. Given that, the truth should be wherever the water leads.
Is it gonna collide with the thing? No, it's not.
A dead end? And this countdown timer looks like it's linked to that countdown, and it's dropping by a lot.
Where is he looking when he does that?
Hey,
In the front of our
Master.
screen.
Maybe this isn't a dead end. Maybe it's a giant bomb.
Huh? What?
Oh my! What a big, breathtaking bomb! I cannot help but be impressed.
You shouldn't be!
I'm sure this is the heart of this mystery labyrinth. So there's only one thing left to do. Master, you just gotta defuse this bomb too, like how you did in the real world.
This giant bomb?
If you can solve the mystery, the bomb will stop ticking. So really, it's no different from what you've been doing.
Well, the difference is we don't have Fubuki's powers anymore.
Good luck,
Time if it
Yuma.
explodes.
I am confident that you can do it. For you are the elite bomb diffuser, he who tames the god of darkness, holy great detective warrior of light, Yuma. You'll be fine, Master. You've got the best mentor there is.
Okay, I'll try.
What was the purpose of the bombing? To flood it. Diversion, culture. Do we really only have this much time? Maybe there's another bomb behind this. It's probably not a call to a revolution. That clearly wasn't the intention there. So that's another diversion. Not because I think it's a diversion necessarily, but just because I think cultural revolution, there was better ways to do it than that.
Seems like that was correct, yet the countdown has not stopped.
That has to mean there are more mysteries left.
You mean the diversion? What does it mean?
Since they made me defuse the bombs, the culprit's goal wasn't destruction. They just wanted to frame me as a terrorist to put the Peacekeepers' attention on me. That's why they set up such a complex, time-consuming puzzle that had me running all around Kanai Ward.
I meant I just wanted to know the definition of the word diversion.
What? I have to start there?
Look, you can find her a dictionary later. For now, you gotta defuse that bomb.
What if we just stand here and look at a train? I mean, I'm not going to do that, but like, it looks like this timer is actually not just disappearing as a prompt.
Right.
I apologize, Yuma. If only I could use my forte.
There's no need to apologize. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yuma. Master, you're too reliant on others. It's about time you start doing things on your own. Well, I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you. You believe? The god of darkness believes in Yuma? Focus! You're out of time, Master! Defuse this bomb!
Where the timer stopped. What was the culprit doing during the diversion? That clock really is independent of... And was it a real clock from the beginning? That's nerve-wracking. So there was a real timer to this, Mr. Hammond?
Defuse this until you've unlocked it with a solution key.
What was the culprit doing during the diversion? Probably the power plant. Something related there. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know. What was the culprit doing during the diversion? On Stellant. Make bombs. Shachi's phone designed by Ruka. Is probably related to the flooded Marunamon district. So after we set that there, then we spend all our time away from Marunamon, naturally, trying to defuse that.
Yes! The countdown stopped! You defused it! Great work, Yuma!
Was that a cat? No, that's a baby. That's creepy. I need to see what happens if you just let the time pass by.
So the culprit's real goal was to flood Marunamon district.
Shachi's death was just a side thought? Really?
They used the bomb threat to draw the Peacekeeper's attention toward me.
Oh, why did Shachi have to die? I don't get that.
Culprit sabotaged the valves of the power plants and the reservoir to flood Marunamon district.
But what's the point in doing that? Perhaps they wished to sow chaos throughout the city. The resistance was challenging the peacekeepers. Then why not just detonate the bombs? A lot simpler than flooding the place.
It's true. If their goal was to cause chaos, they could have just used the bombs. Considering that, the culprit must not have wanted to destroy the place.
Did he want them? Did he just want like a giant swimming pool?
There! We finally cornered you!
Wait! Please hear me out. This was Shachi's wish.
Raised eyebrow.
Shachi's wish?
Shachi was always fighting for the sake of Kanai Ward. He wanted to close the gap between the rich and poor. Wanted to reduce the suffering of children. This mission was to flood Marunamon district to send the rich a message. But flooding the place is just terrorism. It would only make them angry, not actually accomplish anything. So Shachi decided to offer up his life. He wanted me to kill him, to make it look like the peacekeepers did it. Shachi gave his life for this mission. If you expose the truth, this would all be for nothing.
I mean, he could have shot himself. Why did you have to do it?
Are you really going to disregard his dying wish? And his sacrifice? Now that you see the truth, please, just leave!
Very well. I understand your circumstances. We shall take our leave.
Yuma's not having any of this.
No. That's a lie! Shachi didn't want this!
What? How would you know? You know nothing about the Resistance!
I've heard him speak! Shachi valued human lives more than anything!
Resistance isn't a terrorist group. We don't kill people.
We won't fight them with violence. It would only lead to more lives lost. We're gonna take them down the right way. The Resistance are not terrorists.
Shachi wouldn't resort to something as foul as this! Sacrifice? Dying wish? How dare you lie about that!
Shut up!
Oh wow, Yuma has a lot of passion about this.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yuma!
You'll pay for this! I'll expose the truth and defend Shachi's honor!
But what about the bombs, though? Did he just steal Servan's bombs and know how to use them? How to The only reason I didn't outright suspect Icardi from the beginning was because the knowledge with regards to modifying the operations of the surveillance stuff into bombs and then hijacking the waves. That seems rather elaborate. I felt like it couldn't be a single person to have done it. But from the beginning, I always thought Icardi was suspicious. Maybe not because of that part, the first case, but the second one was just flooded with water. And I feel like, you know, that just screams his connection to it, as opposed to the rest of the Resistance members. God, Shinigami.
Let's head to the truth, Master!
No, stupid!
No!
No!
I forgot what this was.
Do it! Shut up! Get away from me! That's bullshit!
Let me just press all buttons at once.
Stop! Shut up!
Because it seems like I press the wrong button and it doesn't do anything. It penalize me. I just need to press the right button.
Go away! Stay away from me! Stop! 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 You're an outsider. What do you know? You have no idea what we went through in the slums. This is a declaration of our beliefs as part of the Resistance. We have to defeat Amaterasu Corporation. That's why we plunged the city into chaos. Shachi gave up his own life for that. This is what Shachi wants.
So this is him trying to take over the Resistance's motives? Really? He disagreed with Shachi's principles and took his own approach?
This was all to defeat Amaterasu Corporation.
You totally will not last long in my high school with how slow she is.
To end the disparity between rich and poor.
And disparity between rich and poor. See, I don't really believe that's the main motive. Was it really just a disagreement in philosophy? Fuse bombs with how they shared. Is there anything that actually suggests otherwise besides the district itself being flooded doesn't suggest there's a disparity between rich affected here disproportionately? This might be a lie because the entire thing was set up with the Peacekeepers themselves. If the Peacekeepers knew the entire thing, that doesn't make sense, what their supposed goal is.
You're wrong! Huh? Come on!
Fuck.
Say!
What did Shachi want to do anyways? Did he really choose to sacrifice himself? And why did he flood? Why did he want this one? Oh. There's something in the way we saw the power plant. Flooding the area caused several of them to float out. Oh, it's true objective concerns. Oh my god, he was trying to steal the safes? Really? That's it? Okay. What an asshole. It doesn't even say so in this statement that there was a bunch of safes coming out.
You're wrong! Huh? Come on!
Did I pick the wrong one twice or not? Okay, my logic apparently is not as sound as this one. Even though Icardi was most suspicious from the beginning, apparently
That's right.
my approach is not Chef's Kiss here. It is not Gucci. The safe. Okay, it's the safe.
This is the truth of the case! Huh?
How did he know that they just floated though? Did he like test it there before or something? Proceeds not to click. Okay, I didn't. I wasn't thinking, but like, come on. I didn't. I looked over the case's this safe's explanation and
or the resistance.
It didn't directly describe the flood itself.
You just wanted to take the safes!
Huh? Safes?
Many facilities in Marunouman District use safes made by Amaterasu Corporation, including the bank. These safes are completely airtight, and they can actually float on water.
Oh! We did see some safes floating around Marunouman District.
The culprit knew they could float, and planned to exploit that to steal all the safes from the bank.
How do you know they could float?
The safes would normally be too heavy to move, but they'd be easy to take if they were floating.
So, it was a bank heist?
Yes, that's right. That's the truth behind this case. You took advantage of Kanai Ward's unique features in your plan to rob the bank.
It's rather elaborate just for a bank heist, but I guess bank heist is the largest kind of larceny you can commit.
You took advantage of their beliefs.
You did it, Master. Now that we've exposed the truth of this case, we just need to finish off that filthy criminal.
Looks like Yuma's ready to kill. He's out for blood.
Let's finish this. For Shachi!
He was reluctant in the last case, but this guy's like, yeah, let's kill this motherfucker.
Let's go, Shinigami. I'll charge my solution blade with the facts of this case!
Somewhat disappointed that there's barely any relevance for the second crime scene. I thought it'd be... What was the point of seeing the door with the high water pressure? Like, literally what was the purpose of that? There's like barely any evidence in that place besides stuff related to the entire area itself, I guess, which is... I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we have to make full slots in later, but let's start this. Why did Yuma... What did Yuma set up for the resistance? He set up surveillance cameras. We don't have that yet. Where did bombing occur? It occurred in... the phone booth? Is that what we want to say? Okay. Did we unlock more? Shachi's right hand, and Shachi's gun. Alright. Yeah, no clue why the door was key. Yeah. What weapon did the culprit obtain? He stole it from the safe. Shachi's gun. Did we unlock more? We did. The surveillance camera. Supposedly. Not actually. I'm gonna explain how he was able to swap out the surveillance cameras so easily with live bombs. What did the culprit do in Marunouman? He submerged it. Like what? Who is the culprit? Not yet unlocked. Okay, did we skip it yet? I don't remember skipping any. Okay, sure, he submerged himself through the drain. Oh, here's the last one. And he planted on the incorrect hand with his custom gun, Recipe Shachi. It was you! Dark Elf Kazuichi. Sonya defenders can finally rejoice. They're finally getting their Kazuichi execution they wanted all this time. I wonder where the other two are, though.
Step right up!
Well, I guess we don't know where Icardi is either.
A bomb scare, a flood, and a suicide to throw the whole town into chaos! Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the Deduction Denouement!
It all started with a request from the Resistance. Shachi asked me to set up security cameras around the city.
You got those cameras from someone by the name of Servan. But they had bombs inside them.
How could Servan have
I had no idea.
let that happen?
So I set up those camera bombs all around the city. The culprit hijacked Shachi's original plan and conducted a series of crimes. The bomb set up in the phone booth of Marunouman district exploded first. Luckily, there were no casualties. But the culprit also bombed the drain in Marunouman district at the same time.
So that was like the time for
Someone
us to
snitched
dip.
and said you were responsible. But that must have been the culprit too.
Since the Peacekeepers' eyes were on me, it made it easier to pull off the rest of their crimes.
What was the necessity of killing Shachi in the end, though?
The culprit took Shachi's gun and went to the roof of the Resistance hideout in Doya district.
I don't understand this. If he wanted to steal
Shachi
the
followed
things,
soon after. I saw him being chased by the Peacekeepers.
Shachi's, yeah.
The culprit was waiting there to ambush him.
But if he just wanted to steal the safes, there was no reason for him to kill Shachi.
Stairs to the roof, but along the way,
Kazuyo's only favorite from 2, funny how all my favorites survived. But then something after playing 2, actually became my favorite. I mean, you know, the community themselves, if you
Shachi
attract
was
them,
ambushed by the
gives you a
culprit
new
and shot
intent in
to
characters. Doesn't make sense.
once it was finished,
Why would he come?
they placed the gun in Shachi's right hand to make it look like a suicide.
But it was actually a left-handed gun. Getting caught because of your own cover-up is borderline weak sauce.
It's not like...
Why borderline?
I don't know why he killed Shachi. If it was to cover up his tracks,
The culprit
there was nothing really linking
Jumped
directly
into the
to
open
it
drain.
anyways, the explosion.
and escaped from the roof.
We caught him not because of the hints regarding the flooding or the explosions. We caught him because of Shachi's murder.
But the area was already flooded, so the drain was filled with water.
Right after the escape, I arrived on the rooftop and discovered Shachi's body.
And kaboom! The hideout exploded!
The drain was
Yeah, though, they
filled
never...
with this explosion.
they actually never explained why he killed Shachi. Seriously?
A bomb had been set in
That
advance
sucks.
to hide the killer's escape.
That's messed up. Seriously, if Shachi was incredibly selfish, then sure, he would have just stolen it and dipped after. There was like no real purpose for him to
Took
kill him
advantage
after.
of the
Other than
chaos.
just set himself up as a
Opened the
criminal.
valve of the reservoir upstream from the power plant.
Clearly, he didn't mean to frame us in the end.
Since the drain had been jammed in the explosion,
but it just happened
when
to work
all
out
that backed up
after
water
he
had
dipped
even
really
more
quickly.
added to it. Marunouman district became
Because he
totally
expected us to
drenched in
run into the other districts.
It became a drenched city. Marunouman district is now flooded, and many facilities have safes made by Amaterasu Corporation.
The reason why it was Marunouman district first that was the bomb was set off was so that we would run around elsewhere and not be able to resolve it. I don't even understand that though. It's like
As a result,
I don't
they
know.
all floated out of the flooded banks. Collecting these safes was the culprit's true goal.
sinking an entire district just to be
it's not like Shachi knew about plans, so he wasn't something I was snitching. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Small.
The only ones who could commit these crimes were the resistance leaders with access to Shachi's gun.
And only one guy was a good enough swimmer to dive right into the drain.
They never even explained the reason. Was that a red herring again? They gave another red herring about the timer on the safe. I thought that would be irrelevant in this case, but it wasn't.
But the culprit not only took over his plan, but killed and framed him.
This criminal lost his pride and dignity as a member of the Resistance, becoming nothing more than a money grubber. And his true
Probably Ultra's
identity
plan after
is...
because Yuma got involved.
Icardi! It was you!
More like he set this plan up this entire time and was waiting for Lackey to set it up. It seems like they're all eager to find someone to set the cameras up for a while. Yeah, this plan was clearly thought out for a while. So somehow he managed to steal Servan's bombs and replace them in the cameras and without Servan or anyone else noticing. And also open the safe without anyone else noticing, even though it takes 5 minutes to open. Oh my gosh.
Finished!
Okay, you're the least stylish out of all of them. Even less stylish than... Who the fuck is that? That doesn't look like Icardi. Oh, never mind. This is just shading.
City. I was sick of all of Shachi's idealistic nonsense. Fighting the peacekeepers wouldn't have changed anything.
And how does Icardi know Shachi was going to the roof? They briefly mentioned, or speculated rather, oh, this could have been an official escape plan. Because the escape hatch, or not, or the fire escape rather, I don't even know.
That's why. I was gonna take the money and get out of here. It's this city that's wrong. This rotten place.
And get out of here. Where are you gonna go to? You can't leave Amaterasu Express or the Amaterasu Kanai Ward because the trains don't exit. They don't have passenger trains.
Is this the hidden treasure? It is far different than what I was imagining.
Look at the carpet. It's like eerily thumping like a heart.
I think so. I felt the same way when I first saw one.
So, this is it. I was not much help after all. I relied on you the entire time, Yuma.
That's not true. You're a great partner, Fubuki.
Honestly, Fubuki did more help than I thought she would, since I thought she'd just be a ditz. She was the first one to point out the more direct evidence, well, not evidence, but suggestive line of thinking that would point out it not being homicide, which was he would literally just point out the gun at least. He wouldn't commit suicide himself. He would, like, he knew about the escape route, so yeah. I don't know. I didn't think of that. That was my fault, so good job on Fubuki for that. Other than that, though, she didn't help too much besides that. But that was an important step. That was the hardest part of this case. Because the moment we realized it was the drain, everything was just, it's obviously Icardi. It's obviously Icardi from there. Like, come on. Like, there's none of the other evidence, like, had any sort of inkling of, raising suspicious to the other characters. It was, like, obviously Icardi. Couldn't have been anyone else. Knowing the big secret makes the case ironic, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I am grateful to have joined you on this adventure, Yuma.
I wish I was more perceptive. I was being fairly thorough with looking everywhere in the city, with regards to, just trying to be a detective and refer to things in case they pull a sneaky wool over me. I even looked in that alleyway, but I think I was looking more up than I was down on the floor. Actually, I'm pretty sure I vaguely remember commenting, ooh, pretty lights, as I was looking at the drain, but I just forgot about it after, I guess.
I think it helped me grow as a person. Just a little bit.
Too bad you'll lose all this character growth after, since you'll forget everything, apparently.
Well, you are gonna forget all of it soon.
Apparently they're gonna forget all the details of the case, not just within this, but also after when they return back, which is bizarre.
Huh? What? I am sorry for being so rude to you.
Fubuki proceeds to shove her face into Shinigami's chesticles.
What? I assumed you were a vulgar god of darkness, based solely on your looks.
Does the original version call it Kanai Ward's super high school level secret? They call it Kanai Ward's... I never watched the original Japanese and English. They just call it like Kanai Ward's biggest secret or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty rude of you. But now I realize that you have been a wonderful guide. When you said you believed in Yuma, I realized there was a bond of trust between the two of you. And now, frankly, I adore you. Please consider being my friend.
Shinigami blushing sprite, that's new.
You're gonna forget it all anyway.
Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll do her time travel power.
While I may be ignorant
and
and
somehow
naive,
remember.
One day, I hope to be a great adventurer and detective, just like you. The labyrinth-delving elite bomb diffuser, he who tames the god of darkness, holy great detective warrior of light. You truly are amazing, Yuma.
That title is getting way too long.
Enough chit-chat. It's time for the part you've all been waiting for. Huh? What is it? What is about to happen? Wait a minute. Do you mean we are going to leap into the basin? No. It's time to boom kill the bad guy.
Yeah, sure. This was... I'll get my thoughts after, but hold on. This animation's reused. I need to do something super
Bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case. Death to all the marbles. To the final mystery labyrinth.
It is a bit a shame that for this, critical thing that was such a big thing in Danganronpa, the executions, they just reused this exact same one for every single time. They were just making a joke about how they replaced Super High School level in English to Ultimate in Danganronpa. They changed it at least like 3 times between translations. And then there was also the fan translation, which is like super duper high school. But that's the level for episodes, sorry. Broken. Reston, Pepperoni, Kazuichi. I'm still shook from Danganronpa when Sunny was like okay with Kazuichi dying and was hoping he was the culprit. Oh man, these shits are as weak as possible. Anyway, yeah, that was definitely not as emotional as the previous case. I was so sad with the triple murders. Well, not the triple murders, but rather the accomplices between... I should remember the name still. It's Kurane and Waruna and Yoshiko. That was a really well-written case. Even though it's fairly obvious in terms of they all had some sort of involvement, the secret that they were all cooperating would still escape me. This one, however, was... I mean, honestly, I didn't know who it was in the beginning, so I'll give it credit for that. I didn't really think it was what's called Icardi. I thought he was suspicious because of the floodings, but in all honesty, it's just like... What's it called? You know, the moment you see the drain, it's all over. There's nothing else to the case once you see the drain.
We've returned from the mystery labyrinth, but we're still in grave danger.
Master, now that I think about it, the culprit isn't here, so there's no way you can prove your innocence. Solving the mystery labyrinth doesn't help in this situation one bit.
Come on! Why did we do all that work to discover the truth?
Okay, Fubuki, do your thing. Rewind timing further.
Never give up, Master.
But this time, we're done for.
Now, Dominic, go nuts and crush their little heads!
Daddy about to crush us between his thighs.
What?
That's enough.
Hallara! The Labyrinth!
Sorry to keep you waiting,
Fuck
Mummy.
you guys.
Princess? Tsuhiko! Hallara!
The both of you are safe.
What do you think of my grand entrance?
The voice acting,
Waiting for a
excellent.
charismatic
The
leader.
animations, excellent. Characterizations, excellent. The dubbing is non-existent.
Bad guy, you're messing with the wrong dude. The criminal you're looking for is right here.
This reel was pretty obvious from Richard, but it was so hype on first watch. Wait, they brought him? They brought them all? They captured all of them. Hey, good to see you again, Yako and Dasuhiko and Hallara. And, well, Vivia's okay, I guess. We haven't had a case with it.
Vivia, did you forget already? I haven't had much screen time. My name's hard to remember, so I don't blame you.
Nice self-referential, third wall-breaking comment.
I was worried about you, Fubuki. And the training too, I guess. I'm kidding, just joking around.
Everyone is safe.
Aww.
Oh, what a relief.
Wait, you're gonna cry? Master, you're gonna cry?
Not from this case, I'm not. The previous case, I actually did cry a bit.
Where did you all come from? You know what'll happen if you interfere with the peacekeepers!
Like I said, you're messing with the wrong dude. The ones who planted those bombs were the resistance people on that boat over there. Too bad one of them died from a heart attack. I have no idea why, but if you run an autopsy, you'll find that the cause of death wasn't a homicide.
In other words, Yuma is innocent. Or do peacekeepers punish the innocent?
Okay, you know what? We're the good guys, but, you know, let's be real. This is, even if the peacekeepers were good guys, it'd be highly sus if they're just like, hey, this dead guy, we didn't kill him, he's the killer. Just saying. You can do an autopsy. We totally didn't use a poison that's undetectable. Is that like, let's suggest we didn't kill them? Let's just be honest. There's some reason for peacekeepers to exist if this kind of suspicious behavior exists. You notice the fourth wall breaking way more in this game than V3. Strangely enough, it barely happened in V3.
You can prove his innocence?
You heard her. You got something to say?
I was threatened by Hikari to make those devices. I didn't know what was going on.
That explains it. That was something that was bugging me. I was like, how could he, what's it called, knowing or unknowingly gives those bombs that supposedly look like surveillance cams when he's the tech expert, and there's no way he would have been able to hack the communication systems that he used, and the entire thing just wouldn't have happened. I really don't think this Olympic water athlete would have been able to do it on its own. So Servan had to have cooperated knowingly at some point.
It's true! I didn't know about the big robbery, and I didn't think that would happen to Shachi! It was all set up by Hikari!
So he made the bombs, but he didn't know about the plan. Okay, sure, Jen.
Please! I'll confess everything I know! Please spare my life.
Like, would he be making bombs for one of the other resistance leaders anyways?
We captured them on a boat.
Unless it's Shachi, but...
Safe deposit boxes owned by the wealthy were floating nearby.
Oh, so if he was there too, then he should have been
They were caught red-handed. One can conclude that the events in question were all part of a bank robbery planned by Hikari.
You know, the funny thing is, now that I think about it, we didn't even need to rewind time or anything, or do the mystery labyrinth. If he just stayed put there for like 3 seconds, this would have happened either way.
The leader of the resistance was also murdered to pin the crimes on him.
Okay, well, apparently they solved it before we did.
After stealing the safes, they were planning to leave Kanai Ward via the waterway.
Well, I don't know about Servan here, but Kazuichi would have been fine.
Ironically, Hikari died of a sudden seizure. Trying to take more money than you can carry will only lead to your own downfall. Seems like an expensive lesson.
What about the other leaders of the resistance? Margala and Aruka. You're saying they had nothing to do with it?
Yes.
Well, Margala has an alibi. Aruka's nowhere to be found.
Anyway, we're taking Yuma with us. You got no problem with that, right? My terrified kitten.
Why would they agree with you? What? I don't understand this. Why the piece was like, darn you! Like, honestly, I understood Seth's bar where he was like, huh? I couldn't quite hear their mumbling as the dead just gave their confession. That kind of bullshit response I would expect more, not just like, darn you, you solved the truth of the case, here you go. Well, gee whiz, bud, you can go free now.
Yes!
Since the entire thing was just elaborated on them in the first place.
The peacekeeper lady's still staring at me. Maybe she's in love with me.
Don't worry, Dosiko. Maybe none of the characters in this game, but I'm sure there's someone out for you. I find you charming at least.
I don't know about that.
Now that we've handed over the resistance, the rest is up to the peacekeepers. Come on, everyone! Let's go!
I think this solves the case for the time being. Another person died. No, I committed murder. Just because he committed a crime doesn't make it right for me to kill him.
Well, yeah, you're just a detective. You're not an arbiter of the law that decides who dies or lives.
He took advantage of Shachi's death, and I hunted him down without hesitation. And thanks to that, another life was lost.
Wait. Oh yeah, Kurumi was with us. I was like, why is Kurumi here? And then I just remembered she came with us into the building.
Why do you look so sad? Are you always like this when you solve a case?
Oh, you mean in V3, you mean the large final plot thing? I mean, technically it wasn't third wall breaking. When you first see it, you think it is, but in reality, it's more like, you know, you're seeing it breaks a third wall, but not your third wall. It breaks the in-universe, entire world is watching thing, but not our universe. Just like a universe within our universe. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not quite third wall breaking, I think, unless you see it from a more philosophical narrative kind of point of view of the author's wishes with Danganronpa feature, which is honestly probably how you should see it, but some people might think it's a bit much, and that's why I hear V3 is not as popular, or you know, it's more controversial rather.
Huh? What?
Yuma, you weren't in the wrong. I think you did the right thing.
Huh?
Even if others disagree, I will always say that you were right.
Okay, Kurumi, you don't know that we were responsible for killing them, but sure.
So please, don't make that face.
Thank you, Kurumi. If you ask me if what I did was right or wrong, I don't think I was in the right.
I like those music a lot.
That's not true, because...
Honestly, I like Himiko a lot. There's a lot of, like, you know, nerds out there. There's like, Himiko is not using any evidence. Shut up, girl, and use evidence. Why are you complaining about, like, what's it called? Why are you not contributing to the case? You're just being dead weight, right? And it's like, you don't get it. It's not about logic, okay? I know it's a detective game, but the entire thing was about emotions too, especially for V3, and how you need to trust in someone's character in order to, like, for example, resolve that Tenko didn't commit suicide. Because you know what? It was like, there's so many times in V3 where the logical deduction was wrong, straight up, because it was the convenient answer that was right in front of him based on all the evidence lining up. And in fact, the very thing we concluded in the beginning, which was, you know, fucking Tsumugi, you know, not being the culprit, it's like, Angie was just like, oh, what if they snuck back into the entrance, or, you know, the secret door, and then we logicked them wrong, even though they were actually right, and that never got resolved into much there. So it's not really just about logic in the end. It's also about belief and following people's emotions and like characterizations, and I don't know. I believe Himiko's role in the story was a lot more important than people give it credit for. But let's just rant over. Let's continue. Danganronpa light.
But I don't need to be right. I need to have conviction.
Conviction?
The strength of a heart that refuses to yield, no matter the situation. Or maybe it's like a detective's creed. Something to guide me when I don't know what to do. It's something I don't have yet. I don't know where to turn when stuff like this happens.
You know, Yuma sounds really wise. I know he's kind of written in the same shade as Shuichi when it comes to being the detective without confidence, but he knows how to do things better than like I do. I mean, he's a natural born detective, and he knows the most logical course of talking with people as well. So it is quite impressive overall. Not only his detective abilities, but also his outlook on what it means to be a detective despite his abilities, or his doubts on it, rather.
It doesn't seem that way to me. Yuma, you saved me because you wanted to help someone, didn't you? Then you got dragged into this mess because you wanted to help the resistance and the people in the slums.
That has nothing to do with being a detective. It's what any human would normally do.
Is that so? A detective with the conviction to do what any human would normally do is a wonderful thing. This is embarrassing, so I'll only say this once. Even if you deny it yourself, I believe you are in the right. And that's why I hope you'll always be a detective.
You just like her because you wish you looked like her. She is cute. You know, they actually took a lot of inspiration from the unique cuteness of certain characters within this game and put them into this game's characters. Like, Yuma does that sort of Himiko lips whenever he's just like, I don't know about that. It's so stupid, but, you know, Himiko's expressions were kind of funny that way, too. Wow, they died suddenly. Yeah, suddenly. I don't know how it happened.
That was close. But we managed this time around.
Hey,
Sheesh.
Yako.
Someone has been a huge troublemaker for us.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I do hope Yako actually becomes one of our partners for these chapters. Unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, that's mean, but most likely it's going to be Vivia next chapter. And that means Vivia, the next chapter might be the last one, unless it goes for 6 chapters. That fucking look for
The way you keep dragging us into trouble is pure genius.
Oh, he's so flattering.
It wasn't a compliment.
Jeez, you're lucky we even noticed what happened.
Speaking of, where were you all? I searched all over town for you.
That's what I want to ask. I told you about the emergency meeting place for this sort of stuff.
Did he tell us? Was the emergency meeting place the roof? I don't think he mentioned that ever. Did he? It wasn't the Sun Hotel, because we went there, I'm pretty sure. And even if we didn't, Fubuki went there to get coffee, apparently.
Meeting place?
I love Yako's line reads. Yeah, Yako's voice actor is excellent here.
The multi-purpose building where the detective agency used to be. I brought you there the day you arrived.
I forgot, honestly. If you mentioned that was what was used for emergencies, I straight up forgot. My bad. Was it accessible all this time? Should I have gone there? Was there some bonus dialogue? I don't know. Well, missed opportunity.
I didn't tell you?
Oh, okay.
This is the first time I've heard about it.
Seriously? I see. Guess I forgot to mention it. Then again, you did arrive late to Kanai Ward. Yeah, that must be it. Yep.
Wait, you're just sweeping it under the rug? I was in a lot of trouble back there.
Sorry about that. Well, everyone's okay, so it's all good.
So this is gonna be a take that most people wouldn't like, but I can't not see it. This guy's pretty much just... he's pretty much Haiji if he was likable. Because they made Haiji's entire personality surrounding, you know, kind of giving up and all that and trying to be keeping laying low. And you know, that's why what's called Toko hated him, even though she was attracted to him at first. But you know, in this case, they're not writing it as if it's an evil trait because Yako is pretty much just that a leader chicken who wants to keep their head low, and it's kind of has these funny weird line reads too. But you know, I feel like Yako's growing into it with our antics, maybe.
Still, weren't you with him, Fubuki? I know I told you about the meeting place.
Especially when he's nervous with his Hero. Oh, you're right. He does sound like Hero. Maybe he is Hero's voice actor.
Yep, I just remembered right now.
Figures. Well, I'm glad to see you're safe too, Fubuki.
But I like his design a lot.
Still, I'm surprised you weren't fooled by the bomb threat and saw the real motive was the bank robbery.
That's because a certain sleepyhead woke up today. We arrived at the truth this time thanks to Vivia's investigation.
So that unmotivated anemic vampire helped?
The sad thing is this case would have never happened if Fubuki just remembered about the meetup spot and then, you know, we went to them with her. This entire case would not have happened. And even if it did, like, Vivia would have solved it. We didn't need to get chased down.
I was just lucky.
Yeah, sure.
I noticed the abnormal water levels. Saw the hydroelectric power plant's drainage channel from above.
From above?
I just happened to see it from a bird's eye view. Observation is the foundation to being a detective. To a detective, the act of deduction is like a game. And the truth is what a detective desires. Like a precious stone, it's something I'd desire if I stared at it too long. So, dreaming about it is enough for me. Because it's a pain in the ass.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you?
I feel like I was starting off deep, and then I just kind of...
At the very
fizzled
least,
at the end.
your statements aren't really based on logic.
I want to die someday.
He's incomprehensible as usual, but it's amazing how he solved the case by himself.
Hey, Master? This guy is...
What is it?
never mind. Maybe it's my imagination.
Do you recognize Shinigami? Perhaps someone in the past you made a contract with?
Anyway, that solves it. Now we should...
Oh, rest in peace. You know, if this city is really as corrupt as it is, we would just be shot right there. No questions asked.
What? I thought we were done here!
Yeah, actually he is a lot like Kaiji. And yep, Yako, Yuma, Servan, and Makoto are the only characters who share Danganronpa views, if I recall correctly. Oh, I see. Wait, no, there's definitely more. Let's see. I feel like I recognize some of them. Yako, Yuma... I can't recognize Yuma's. It sounds generically Danganronpa though. Servan is Kokichi, of course. And Makoto is... the mask. I don't remember what it sounds like, but it sounds familiar. Well, if you've done your research already, I'll take your word for it.
Hey! Sewer rats.
You! Yomi Hellsmile, director of the Peacekeepers!
Echo's Gonta? No wonder he sounds like Daddy. Oh, and Hiro too, I guess. Yuma and Makoto are Kibo and Hifumi. Oh my god, we're playing as Hifumi! No wonder it sounds so generically Danganronpa. And Servan is Kokichi and Hyuga. Yeah, who could forget? That's probably the most distinct voice actor out of all of them.
Damn. How did the city end up like this? Why are a bunch of terrorists getting in our way? Why is Kanai Ward being destroyed? I was finally able to guide this foolish city down the right path. I keep saying I'll teach these fools what law and order is all about. But now, there's another bunch who defy me, disrupting the peace in the city! Hey! Why is that? When will peace finally come to this place?
Now, I understand you're irritated, but let's all relax for a second.
So what do you want with us?
Hand over that terrorist immediately. Otherwise, you will all receive the death penalty.
Huh? Death penalty?
When you say terrorist, you mean Yuma? Because that issue has been resolved already.
Regardless of who the mastermind is, the fact of the matter is, he planted bombs around the city.
You know, as evil as they want to write him in this game, this is just incontrovertible fact. So honestly, he should be taken in, even in like a regular uncorrupted city. It's only fair.
You think you can just plead ignorance? Even small crimes cannot go unpunished.
But that said, it's obviously going to be the case. Well, maybe not obvious, but it's true that you need to run away if you're in a corrupt city, because once you're captured, you're pretty much dead. Like, you'll never see the light of day again.
That is the meaning of justice.
No, but he...
Chief, let me go.
Don't get hasty. This is just an excuse to capture you.
Pretty much, yeah.
But at this rate, everyone here will be arrested.
I've already told you that self-sacrifice is worthless here. I can neutralize them all in under 25 seconds.
Don't do that now?
Knock it off, Halara. How many of us would also die in that same amount of time?
If things go bad, then I will turn back time.
If you get taken out first, it's the end for all of us. I won't make such a dangerous bet.
But what do we do? Everyone's gonna get killed at this rate!
She didn't use her powers even if she shot. I mean, just should be like a few split seconds before. Well, maybe unless she's shot in the head. Fight! Oh!
Let's fight the Peacekeepers.
Huh? You too, Yuma?
Hey! This isn't a mystery labyrinth! You'll die instantly, Master!
I mean, if we turn ourselves in, that could be interesting too, but... Come on, we're a bunch of circus freaks. Surely we can take down some guys with a few guns and one yandere.
Kurumi's here too. There's no guarantee she won't get hit by crossfire.
Use reverse time.
There's nothing more painful than being unable to protect those you love. Do you get that, Yuma?
Well...
What's gotten into you, Chief? You're never this serious.
I didn't expect to get this heated either.
Alright, filthy maggots. Are you done playing around? You'll reconsider your beliefs after a single night. Once you go through my torture, not only will you sell out your friends, you'll beg me to kill them to save yourself.
I can reduce it to 20 seconds. Kazuhiko, Vivia, please look after the others.
I guess we have to do this.
This is such a pain. Where has my peace and quiet gone?
Freeze! If you resist, you'll be executed on the spot.
Stay back! Don't touch my master!
Oh, why are you scared now? You faced that several times by now, jeez.
What's going on?
Director Yomi! Something is falling from the sky!
The fuck? Oh, it's Makoto Kogutsuchi. Yes, it is I am relevant again.
It's the masked man.
Oh my. Even though we're friends, you've already forgotten my name? I'm Makoto Kogutsuchi. What is it? Oh, you want to know about this hot air balloon? Cool, huh? I flew here from the tower.
They really love hot air balloons in this game.
From the tower?
What do you want?
Hello, Yomi. I'll take care of the rest, so you can leave now.
You intend to let these criminals run free? Just because you're the CEO of Amaterasu doesn't give you free rein to disrupt Kanai Ward's peace.
Amaterasu CEO? Is this weird guy in a mask?
Hey, Yuma, when did you meet such a big shot?
It just sorta happened.
You got rescued by them.
Hello, detectives. This is the first time we've met, besides Yuma. Huh? You want to know why I'm wearing this mask?
Don't ask.
Well, I was born a prince in a certain nation, but while still young, I was dragged into a revolution. The nation was overthrown and the royal family had their titles stripped away. My family was killed. I was the only one spared. The revolutionaries imprisoned me because they had other plans. I was forced to wear a mask to conceal my face. That mask was designed to never come off. And now, the mask has become my face.
He's talking way too long and none of it sounds true at all.
His story changed from last time.
I didn't ask about your history. Hand them over.
Yomi, I don't want to quarrel with you here. I really would hate for things to escalate. Just this once. May I ask you to withdraw? Please.
You get one. There won't be a second. As for you sewer rats, you best be prepared. The next time you catch my eye, there will be no mercy. If you don't like it, go back to the sewers.
So the only peacekeeper still left over is Yomi himself.
Phew!
Nice.
That clears my vision up. There were too many people for me to see behind this mask.
And I suppose they technically haven't killed Yim Hull as well as Dominic yet. And they haven't killed the very first peacekeeper whose name I can't really remember. The big money guy.
Now that things are all resolved,
But Seth and
let's walk home.
Martina are Dunzo, which is kind of funny how she got cubed. Or really funny, actually.
Hey, wait a minute!
Where are everyone? No, they left me again! Rare trophy.
Seems like a lot has happened since we first met. The look on your face has changed. Did you get taller?
I doubt I could grow taller in such a short time, but a lot has happened. Are you really the CEO of Amaterasu, sir?
No need for formalities. Call me Makoto. And yes, it's true. That means you're the top-ranking person at Amaterasu Corporation, right?
I guess you could put it that way.
I thought he worked there, but who could have guessed he was so high up the ladder?
You said you wanted to stop the Peacekeepers, but don't you have the authority to dismiss them yourself?
A company isn't that simple. One careless act, and I'd be the one dismissed. The power in Amaterasu Corporation is currently imbalanced and very fragile. At this rate, it won't be long until they control everything, besides me.
Wait, did they loop it back to the Sun and Moon Hotel? I think they did. We already passed by this place, I'm pretty sure.
I see.
If you want to strike the Peacekeepers, you must gather all the firepower you can and take them out in a single shot.
I was wondering what would happen if it just kept unlocking.
Anything less will be like cutting off a lizard's tail. Yomi is the Peacekeeper's heart and brain. He'll be unscathed. If I could gather evidence of his evil actions, I'd declare his exile publicly for the world to see. In any case, you can speak to me when you require help. I'll run to your aid with my awesome hot air balloon.
Yeah,
or shall I say fly? The Peacekeepers may have me beat in numbers, but my love for Kanai Ward rivals them.
Right.
Well, I'll excuse myself now.
Hey, hold on! There's still more we need to go over.
I'm sorry, but it's time for prayer. I pray for Kanai Ward's peace across all districts. I pray each hour of the day, so I am rather busy. I must hurry back.
He doesn't intend on taking us seriously.
Oh, by the way, you should check out where your agency used to be.
He's pretty dubious, and a very peculiar way of talking to.
Huh? Why?
It's a surprise.
Oh, looks like our submarine is fixed. Thank you, Makoto.
Sounds kinda shady.
Most likely, anyways.
Guess I can play along.
He is made of money.
We have nowhere to go right now anyway.
Let's go to the Sun and Moon Hotel, or the upstairs roof. No, it is fixed.
Are you kidding me? It's completely back to normal. Is this the CEO's true power?
They even got the flickering light back. See, this is the reason why you get restored. They just didn't want to, what's called, make new assets for a new submarine.
Cursed powers have conjured a submarine.
Whoa! My agency!
I can't be genuinely happy about this. It may be bugged to eavesdrop on us.
True.
Is my beautiful bed of peace and quiet still there? If not, then let me die.
Chief, there's a letter here. Looks like it's from Makoto.
Let's see what it says.
To the detectives of the Nocturnal Detective Agency, this is my gift to you for solving this case. It is proper payment for your work, so please accept it. The souls of Kanai Ward's residents are with you. Their war carries on. I have high hopes for you all. From the highest point in Kanai Ward, with love, Makoto Kagutsuchi.
High hopes? Why would the CEO of Amaterasu say that about us?
Is he planning to set us up against the Peacekeepers at some point?
Well, he did ask us to accept this, so I guess we'll take the submarine.
He must be planning to manipulate us in the power struggle for the company. Ugh, this will come at a high price.
Also, he had an odd face for someone who is supposedly a CEO.
No, that was clearly a mask.
A mask? What is that?
Where do I even begin? Yuma, you take care of this.
Me?
I'll explain it. Fubuki, so a mask is...
Wait, why did you follow us here? Don't you know this is our top secret detective agency?
She was like standing there the entire time and I didn't even notice. That's a good point, Yako.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Besides, an informant is practically a detective anyway. Right, Yuma?
Huh?
You gotta be kidding me. You two still have the hots for each other. Well, I guess it's fine. I support you. You're a fully Desuhiko approved couple.
Desuhiko's a bro.
Wait, a couple? I won't allow it! Master is far too young for this!
Can they see each other? Oh, is that it? They probably had a contract before, or still have a contract.
Oh, I just remembered. When I was watching from above, a resident said something that was rather concerning.
You said above again. What does that even mean?
Sorry, Yuma. I'm so tired I don't want to talk more than I need to.
Come on, Yuma, put two and two together. That's his forte, most
All right.
likely.
Let's focus on the important information. What did you hear that concerned you?
It's about that homunculus research.
Bum bum. What's up, girl?
The homunculus research. I wonder what he knows.
Yeah, let's go talk to Vivia.
Let's go take a shower.
We recreated all the grime and scratches, but I wish it was cleaner.
No.
Where's the bonus dialogue? Give me those detective points that I'll never use.
I wonder what information he got.
Well, get to it.
Anyway, let's speak with Vivia.
What's up, Yako?
Weren't you supposed to talk to Vivia?
Why are these ones voice acted suddenly?
The homunculus research. Let's talk to Vivia to see what information he's found.
I don't know how reliable Vivia's information is, my man, but let's talk to him.
Move! I need to investigate the thing. Move! Desuhiko! It's calling my name. Oh well.
Homunculus. What is that again? Some kind of cow?
No, they're the immortal monsters that Amaterasu Corporation was researching.
Oh, I vaguely recall discussions about that. I had nearly forgotten after today's grand adventure.
Alright, Vivia, what's up?
The resident is an old man. He used to work for Amaterasu Corporation. According to him,
Margla?
something happened 10 years ago. Amaterasu set up a secret lab somewhere in Kanai Ward to conduct their homunculus research. That lab still exists. Somewhere.
A secret lab for homunculus research? That sounds super shady. It's exactly what we're looking for!
Looks like we need to search for that lab to figure out Kanai Ward's ultimate secret.
Very well. I shall personally go and find this secret lab. I'll help too! After all, I am Kanai Ward's greatest informant.
Alright. Kurumi, I need you to keep the reins on Yuma so he doesn't get in trouble again.
Kurumi was the one who roped us into one of those troubles you're talking about, but okay.
You got it! Now, let's go investigate, Yuma!
Hey!
You don't have my permission for this, you know!
I see. So, that's the cursed Book of Death. It's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Someone also shares Maki's voice.
So dangerous.
Oh, it's Halora, isn't it? It's
Could
so Halora.
destroy Kanai Ward. Or even the world.
Oh my gosh, he's standing. Oh my gosh.
I must do something.
He's going to open up a box. Anything but the box. No longer a detective, chapter 3. I don't even understand the purpose of this title. It doesn't reflect the happenings of this chapter at all, but sure. Not Halora. Doesn't say who on the website though. Don't know. F on stamina. My RDM isn't great either. I know there's like cool skill points and all that, but one of the things I've wanted to do for a Danganronpa game was be able to, you know, clear it myself without using any of the abilities, just go on through raw logic and be penalized probably if I can't make it. So I know it could help, but nah. With that said, I'm still gonna do the side quests. Reasoning deathmatch. I'm really shit at reasoning deathmatches. I just keep on running into the thingies, the noises. Okay, that's it for this chapter. Let's save. Okay, thanks for joining, everyone. It was pleasant to talk to you, Belle. Didn't see you in any previous streams, but it was actually great to talk to you about Danganronpa and stuff and all that. Usually my other chat goers are there just for the fun of it from my other content I make, so it's nice to see another Danganronpa fan that knows their stuff. But yeah, that aside, thanks Joe and Zavi and Zeno and anyone else who's also watching. I'm gonna go get my thoughts on this chapter. It was just like, I don't know. The previous chapter was better, honestly. The story of the girls and them cooperating was just so much sadder, and even though it was more predictable, the predictability of this case was harder, but only because it hinged on that one piece of evidence, the drain itself. Because once you knew the drain, like all the other pieces falling together, there's no way it could have been anyone else. They had like no motive or anything. And honestly, the motive itself for the actual culprit was kind of there was no reason to kill Shachi really. I don't know. They seemed nicely characterized in the beginning, but then we never really got a chance to see them after. What even happened to Iruka after? Like, she seemed like a cool character. Maybe she'll show up later and shoot someone down. But yeah, not as much emotional impact as I was hoping for. So with the Matrix to Express, everyone died and like spent so much time trying to learn older names. There was so much names, and it was all for naught. And you know, it was somewhat emotional for us seeing all these people die, and now it's just like one of us among us who was suspicious. So not as emotional as it could be, but it's a start. And then for the second case, it was just straight up 2 serial killers, so there's nothing to pity about that. And we only learned about the victims' names in passing, and they're like from ages-old cases, right? The only amount of sympathy you could give from that one was for the boy, and they didn't even give him a proper name, except in the loading scenes. So the previous case was probably the most impressive for me, just the high school girl killing case. And I was hoping that it would go more in that emotional direction, and more into that motive. And you know, we've already done plenty of world building with all the side requests of how corrupt and how some people have given up within Kanai Ward, but how some people still want to see the light of day for it. And you know, I feel like Icardi's entire plot did not really add anything novel to it. At very least, it's sort of, I don't know, it didn't really show anything. Yeah, the algorithm sent me here somehow. Oh, great. Iruka and Margla showed up in a side quest. Ooh, can't wait for that. I did appreciate the Servant and the Nun side quest after we finished chapter 1. Oh boy, you will cry in chapter 4. Oh, that should be the next one. Alright, I'm looking forward to it. Because emotional cases are always best ones. I know like the crazy schemes and all of that are the best here, but we didn't even have that. It was just, once you know the drain, everything else falls into place. The right-handed, left-handed thing, I will admit I didn't realize that, but that's only Like, it was nagging in my mind, maybe it was related to that, but even if you knew that, like, the reason why I didn't explore that possibility was namely because it still wouldn't help you understand how they escaped, and it still wouldn't really help you break down who it was, I guess, either. Like, it was the train, honestly. It's too much, it's hinged too much on that one thing, and it also seemed like kind of lost potential, because the second crime scene was not the scene of a body. It was just examining the articles with relation to the Umber Electrical Power Plant. And I was like sort of excited because I thought it would be an investigation into the inner workings of a civil disaster investigation rather than a murder investigation. Because I feel the Danganronpa series kind of has a problem when it comes to pretty much every single investigation is a murder investigation. It's like, at least Phoenix Wright had maybe one larceny investigation of stealing, but it's always just murder in Danganronpa. And I thought it would be cool if you could investigate who actually, blew up the thing, but in the end, there wasn't really any evidence pointing towards Icardi for that. It's just happenstance. We figured out it was him just because of the previous thing. So, I don't know, it's kind of pointless in the end. But, I didn't really get too attached to the characters here. I did like, Fubuki a decent amount, and her quirkiness, and she did prove herself to be a solid detective. But probably not as charming as Halar was, and not as bro buddy as Yasuhiko was. So in reality, Fubuki didn't leave too strong an impression to me, and it's just like kind of a side thought, but there's just like this mental block every time we see her. I'm resisting the urge to say Sonia because, let's be real, there's such a strong connection there with the way she speaks, and I guess her queenliness. The larceny case turned into murder, though. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's kind of sad. It's always goes into murder, which, there's so many mystery novels about it, but I'm interested in these sort of, non-murder cases that have some weight to them too. Grand larceny or civil destruction, things like that. If only, right? It didn't lead to that, but man can hope. Anyway, look forward to the next stream for Chapter 4. That will resume tomorrow at 7 p.m. ET. So same time this stream began, but just tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, right? So I'll be able to finish Chapter 4 on Thursday and Friday. So look forward to that same time. Sonia is smarter than her. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining on. It was a pleasure to talk to you all. Hope you guys had a good time, and I'll see you then. Bye.